Division 4 preliminary final clash between Morphettville Park and Walkerville. We thank our broadcast sponsors, Dartfish, Australia's most used coaching tool, Filming Footy, live stream and match day filming specialists, Sports Interactive, creating better players, one coach at a time, catch.com.au, Screamin' good deals. Interchanger. Run your interchange like the pros. And Archie's Footwear. Now please welcome your commentary team, Phil Hurden and Peter Walsh.
That feeling of pain, and that's all that it is. All the work that you've done, and rest assured, when you get nutted and you lose, you feel pretty ordinary.
Well, it's finals footy meets speed dating in the Adelaide Footy League. Just 2 games between being in the finals and being the premiers. But there is no double chance. There is no room for error. These two have been right amongst it in the 9U's Division 4 throughout the course of the season. And it's fair to say, Walshy, that either of these two sides, if they ended up the premiers this year, it wouldn't be a surprise.
Wouldn't be a surprise, although you'd have to think a healthy respect for Walkerville, who got a couple of players back after the captain was out injured a few weeks ago. They looked the goods. We'll have a look at what they did earlier on, only a few weeks away from defeating Morphettville Park. They go into this game with a feeling of, yeah, we're doing all right. We've come good at the right time. But how often, Phil, do we see something happen in a final that we are not expecting? We're not expecting the underdogs, and I'm reckoning to say that the underdogs tonight might be the side that, didn't beat them last time round Walkerville. That might be Morphettville.
Underdogs. Under cats.
Under what?
Under roos. Let's have a look at the 9U's Division 4, the ladder, just to give you all the picture. And you can see there, look, not a lot separating the top 3 all season. Pembroke got the minor premiership just on percentage. Just a win between Morphettville Park and Walkerville. And there are your 2 prelim finals. Tonight at Glenelg, Morphettville Park and Walkerville. We'll know who's in from this grouping tonight. They'll play the winner of Pembroke and Smosh West Lakes. Even though you think Pembroke, number 1 seed, would be favourites, Smosh West Lakes have had a pretty good recent run, Pete, and will give the Kings, as they call them at Pembroke, fair run for their money.
They will. If you look at those percentages, 59, 56, 57, and just a splattering of points to, in effect, leave Morphettville Park filling second spot. That's what you love about an even competition, and that possibility of, all right, you might be sitting in 4th spot. You might find something, and I'm looking to this game for lots of reasons tonight, Phil. One of the sides, in effect, is going to play out of their skins and the other one's not. It's up to us being the Eddie experts to work out which is which.
Or just to follow it and tell the story as it happens. We have a look at maybe some notes, a little bit of background about both clubs. Now, these two sides were in Div 3 a few years ago. Morphy Parks were relegated in 2019. Didn't have a chance to bounce back last year. There was no promotion. Trying to do it this year. Their last A-grade flag was 30 years ago in 1990, and that was in the Southern Footy League. Last year they were 5-4, and they were knocked out by these very same Cats in the elimination final. But the big news at Kellett Reserve this year, Pete, has been their women's team. Proud history, 6 players in the AFLW Grand Final, and they were the cream of the crop last Saturday at St Mary's.
I think they might be just leaving St Mary's now.
Yes.
After they dressed up spectacularly. The go was, let's look a little bit different and let's support. And they did that in a superb way. It was a full credit to all of those who were there at the venue last week, and Morphy Park won the 2 finals, celebrated hard, good on them, and I don't know whether or not that might have a roll-on effect when the men are playing, but if last week with those 3 games that we were at, if that was any indication as to how buoyant and effusive women's football continues to explode on the scene, that was what happened last week.
I believe that Walkerville will be cooking to the right of our screens. We'll have that confirmed at the first bounce. Speaking of the Cats, let's just have a little bit look at their background. Just go back one if we can. So basically they were relegated to Div 4 in 2018. They are the defending champions, and they did it last year the hard way, a top 5, and they came from the elimination final. They're celebrating 120 years, the Walkerville Footy Club, in 1901. And here's a stat from out of the blue. They have more current AFL listed players than any other club in the Adelaide Footy League. So over time, if some of those come back, Cats could be a force.
Well, you know your stuff. And I could put you on the spot and say, is there a better football ground than Walkerville? When you walk in there and there's picket fences, there is a feeling of ownership for the football club. They should be so proud of that terra firma that they do have, and the way in which all of the teams, particularly in the men's after the women did it last week, they are on song for some pretty bright and breezy weekends.
Be a good way to celebrate 120 years back to back. Let's have a look at the 2 meetings they've had this year as we're getting close. 11 points, 36 goals, what a game. Walshy, you were there for the round 17 game. We streamed that. Walkerville jumped the Roos. Any quick thoughts from that game, including how the Kranskis went down?
Well, Proud was outstanding. Took a little bit of time to get himself going. Duldig did well with 3, but Proud up forward. He's kicked 84 goals for the season so far, and he got the beanie for his trouble. Love the look of him, and I'm reckoning he'll play a big role today.
Well, you've got some thoughts on the game. We'll go to that graphic at the first goal. We're starting 2 minutes early. Everybody is keen to rock and roll. Friday night, finals footy at the Bay. It does not get better than this. And your caller to get us underway is Peter Walsh.
Phil, a delight to be with you and the troops. Friday night at the football doesn't get any better. Throw in the air. Umpires will do the damage and will do it well. And the blue and whites with Cameron Burr trying to get access to the pill. He wears number 43. Ball hammered in towards the half-forward line. Rolls around. Who can gather? A bit of a push, a bit of a shove. Kick back towards the centre wing. Strong mark taken by Brady Zwar, who will kick across the ground. His kick isn't too bad. Looking for teammate in Walter, who couldn't take it. Does the damage. Picks it up. A little bit of mud here as it rolls towards the boundary line and over before it can be taken by Adam Law. Walkerville, blue and whites. They're playing Morphettville Park, and they are in the opposite colours. This is good fun, and we're away. A minute gone.
Yeah,
Phil Hurd.
It's clashing colours, hoops versus vertical stripes, and I'm very glad Morphy Parks, I love the fact they've got the black numbers on the gold. Haven't tried to go with a red combination there. It's going to be a Cats free. Adam Law, who's been busy early. Walkerville with their first inside 50. They've got a mark. Good, strong grab. Won't see better than that at Sandford level. And we're just trying to ascertain who it is who's going to take the kick. Thanks for that, Peter Wade. Luke, yeah, it is a 25-26. We'll work out for you shortly. The kick, well, it could be fascinating. 30 metres out. Finals nerves, do they have them? A chance for the Cats to settle early. It is Wade Ryan with the first goal of the night. And Walkerville players come from everywhere to say, well done, we're on the scoreboard. The Sports Interactive scoreboard that shows Walkerville 1 straight 6. And they got an A up there. I'm trying to work out how A fits into Morphy Parks. We're having a look at the Simon Black replay. I promised Peter at some point we will come to your graphic because I know you did a fair bit of work producing it. But that's a really good kick to get the Cats underway.
I like your question. What does the A stand for?
Might be away. You know how most scoreboards have the team and V for visitors? Maybe
okay,
A's,
well, what's the
maybe,
W?
Maybe they didn't have another W to turn upside down. Of course, thankfully, we've got Joseph here on the scoreboard on screen. You don't have those issues.
No.
Peter.
Quick Joey Small, he's on song. So is Jono. What a team! What a team. First goal of the game. And that goal was kicked by Wade Ryan. That is so important to get yourself organised. Early days, bring the ball forward, looking good. And Walkerville at centre wing. The kick long in towards the half-forward line, it floats. The kick not all that smart. And the ball will be one in defence.
Fans can see that scoreboard here at the Bay.
They've got it now. Thank you, fellas. On song, doing a wonderful job and looking after us as we've ticked 3 minutes of this first term. It's a goal to nothing. And the temperature's all right, although we had a bit of rain earlier on this afternoon. But it's okay now. That's a bit better for Walkerville. Taken by Sean Kirshner in towards half forward. Kick errant. And it'll be the determination will be Morphettville Park to take the relieving kick from defence.
So the kick down the wing straight, good front and centre. Jackson Therese into the pocket where it goes out of bounds will be a throw in front of the Cricket Club, home of the Seahorses. And for a fair part, we had a Sheffield Shield game where I think Victoria broke a record. Pete, you were here. 400 and something runs for the opening partnership, and the Redbacks.
I think they batted for a week.
They batted for a week. As a Redback fan, it certainly felt like it. But it's footy at the moment. Cricket not too far away. As we've got another stoppage on the other side. These two teams come in evenly matched. They both won one, and what a reward. Spot in next week's grand final. It's going to be right here at Glenelg next Saturday afternoon.
Are we staying here all week?
No, I've got to go to Thebby tomorrow.
Okay.
And you've got a gig at Blair Ethel, I believe, Pete.
Well, you told me how to get there, and I've got no idea now.
This is one of 14 preliminary finals. 3 tonight, 11 tomorrow. Free kick, Pete. This is going to be Kai Dean. His 33 goals, was best on ground last week with 5 goals. He's a man the Roos would want to have the ball in hand early on.
Kicking at 50. Has he got the legs?
Oh, just inside 50. I reckon he's half a chance.
Dean's kick. It's curling back. It's curling back. It might have just touched the woodwork. Through for a behind. But a good strong blast there from Kai Dean for a behind. It's a goal to a behind in this first quarter. We've gone just, let's have a look, 5.5 minutes. And I should burst into song by saying, if you're enjoying our coverage, good on you. Ring up someone and tell them filming footy, YouTube.com. We want as much information passed on as possible. I'll give you that address again, filming footy, YouTube.com. Here's Brady's War, who kicks for Walkerville from defence.
Off the pack, out of bounds, and that's a fairly cramped Morphettville Park sideline there. Box. There's 3 players, there's 2 runners, there's 1 official, 1 team manager who was very kind giving me the team list earlier. Always good to have a team list in your hand an hour before. You know exactly who's on the squad. Throw in, pretty much the centre wing. Tap to the front of the pack by Walkerville. Who's that? Looks like the big lad. That's Brady Zwar, who's been busy early. Couple of good defensive marks, got the ruck duties. Oh, and there's a high leap from Lucas Marks. Cats are away only momentarily. Hot footy in the middle of the ground. Attacking it hard was Byron Murphy. Through some quick hands. Kick inside 50 to some open space. There's a lovely mark. It's Kai Dean again. He's had a sighter. Decides too far out to score. Nicely dropped in. Edwig Doak has taken the mark. He's kicked 15 goals from 11 games. A chance to get the Roos. Well, they're on the board, but only with a point so far.
After you've called this, Phil, I want to give a really big rap to Steve Nollis, the new coach of Morphettville Park.
Yes.
And the way in which he welcomed us to the previous encounter against Walkerville. And just a little story in a sec.
I hear you had some different versions.
Oh, he was okay, that bloke.
We won't go into that. There's a high kick that is a wayward, and the mic is all yours, Pete.
Steve, of course, who took over from Tony McGuinness, who coached last year, as soon as I arrived there and did some digging around and wanted to know who Steve was for a start, how can I help you? I said, look, can you do this, this and this? Do you want me to talk a quarter time, or can I talk at half time for you, or three-quarter time, or what? Absolutely outstanding. And for as good as he was, so too was Ryan Madden, the playing coach of the opposition. When you get people who are helping, as you well know, Phil, that makes our job so much easier, and they were outstanding. And good luck to them too. They did the job in style. They didn't win the game, but they won.
But they won our hearts.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kai Dean is getting some key touches. He's kicked it behind. He's had 2 inside 50s, and the Roos are going to get another set shot. And you think they'd probably want to land one of these. You don't want to have poor kicking in a final. Often it is exceptionally costly. It is Edward Doak who had the shot before. He had the sider. This time it's over the goal umpire's hat to the Jetty Road end. And the Roos have lodged their first major. Now, Peter, during the week you came up with some notes on the game. Sorry we missed them pre-game. But here they are. Do you want to take us through your thoughts on the match today?
Well, when we saw this game a couple of weeks ago, it looked as if because there were 3 key players for Walkerville not playing, get them back into this unit tonight, including their captain, they'd be fine. We all wanted to see who was going to be the key forward. Proud took marks, and in the finish, he was probably the key. And the further the game went, the more in front they got. That's why they come in as a favourite for tonight's game. Out of the middle, let's see what we can do. A goal against the flow, you'd think. That was a good kick there by Edward Doak. He's going to, it's a hand pass. Look out, skipper! The big fella, no, he can't run it through. That's the full forward who ran away but couldn't knock it through. And it's gone through for a rushed behind. And that gives Lewis Lean, how's that for a name? Lewis Lean, the chance to kick it back into play after that behind.
Absolutely love it. A whole bunch of new names to learn tonight. We're all tied up 1-1-7 apiece on the Sports Interactive scoreboard. The kicker, Edward Doak, has taken some good grabs. He's well and truly too far out to score. Centres the ball. The Roos through Ben McConnell. Kicks across the cricket pitch. Oh, and this is that's just brazen theft. Comes to Corey Gregson, the ex-AFL player. He's used to the hoops of Walkerville because he was in the Geelong lineup. The Cats have escaped momentarily. I think this is Jack Sutton who's going to pick it up. Work it around the outer side where the Roos have some numbers. Sits up with Dion Brower. He finds a target down. So the marking of Morphettville Park so far has been a standout. Here comes a big kick inside 50 in the Doldig direction. He draws a lot of defenders. Ball spills out of bounds in front of the cricket net area. And it is going to be a kick-in.
Phil, you're so right about making that call as to the number of personnel on the boundary line for Morphettville Park, and one of those is the coach. He'll be down there, and he spends a lot of time when the players come off talking to them, not chastising, getting the message across. And the one person he spent a lot of time with in the game a fortnight ago was Edward Doak, who came off a couple of times later in the game, and it's good to see he's playing tonight and starting off quite spectacularly. 1-1-7, each of 2, 11 minutes gone, first quarter action in the one that counts big time.
Daniel Wolford had it. His visionary hand pass has been turned over, picked up by Chris Barnes. Kick inside 50. There's another mark. I really feel at the moment, Walshy, for the Walkerville defenders, the clean, crisp, precision passing inside 50 to find a target has been something of note. It's Doak again.
Yep.
This is going to be his third shot on goal. The time clock says 11 minutes.
Mate, when he came off a few weeks ago, I went over and said, excuse me, you don't mind if I ask how you're going? No, not at all. And he was an injured player. That's how good they are.
Yeah, 4 of his 33 goals against the Cats coming into tonight. That is a glorious kick. Could not have kicked that any straighter. The Roos fans that have made the arduous journey, Pete, the arduous journey down Cliff Street, about 2, maybe 3 kilometres away, I reckon, Kellett Reserve. Walkerville fans have had a bit further to travel. But how good is this kick?
Hasn't he started well?
Yep.
He has started
2 goals,
as if,
1.
Yep. I'm here. I want to play well on a Friday night. Get the ball near me. I'll get it and I'll do something with it. 2 goals and the early ascendancy, without question, is going to the side that might have started a little bit as the underdog.
Well, they've both played some shootouts, Pete, and it was the team that jumped out to an early lead that went on to win the game. So we always, commentators talk ad nauseum about starts are important. It's proven the case the 2 times these sides have met.
Proud has to be the go-to player. He's been the gun forward. He's been the player that they look for. Ryan, 29 goals. Spilios and Kirshner, both 18 each of 2. But Proud stands tall at 84, but he's standing not tall at the opposite end because the ball's going straight down to the end where Morphettville almost grabbed the mark. That was our mate down there, Kai Dean. Couldn't take it. Gets up, he's disappointed there. Had the pill. Had his hands around it, but it was knocked away, and the ball will be bounced about 30 metres out from the goal front, with Morphettville Park leading by 6 points.
Beautiful tap on, the snap around the body. That's another goal to the Roos. They've kicked 3 in a row. We'll get the number for you in a sec, but their teamwork up forward has been great. And it's been a good mix now. They've taken the marks and slotted them home. On this occasion, it was good ruck work and a good finish. We will get that now. Turn around, son. There we go. It was Ben McConnell with his first goal and his 4th of the season. 12-point lead, biggest of the game, to the Roos.
And playing so well.
Yeah. Been a while since we've had a Cats inside 50.
Moving the ball with slickness out of the middle. A tap not quite by way of Morphettville Park. And it'll be Walkerville coming forward, a bounce and a rock and a roll on a hand pass. And now a kick. There's the big boy up there. Proud rushes there. Now the fullback who kicked his only goal for the season and a half last week. That was the guy that we love to see in action, Aaron Rainey. But the ball is delivered back and it's marked by Jay Drake for Walkerville. Here goes the short pass. Umpire says play on. Hit the terra firma first. Guess what? Morphy, are they on song? Kick by Hankin. Down the ground they go again.
The transition is pretty good. It's picked up by Dane Thompson, who had them separate. Eventually come to put pressure on. Hot footy at the 50-metre arc. And on a rare occasion, we've got an umpire coming in for a bounce. It's been open, free-flowing footy thus far, mainly due to the skills of the Roos. On this occasion, it was Barnes who's in the ruck, the former Rooster. Spills out to Gregson. Gregson onto Dean, Kai Dean, a.k.a. Vitus Gerolitis. You remember Vitus Gerolitis?
I do remember him. He had a wooden racket, didn't he?
They did, back in the wooden racket days of tennis. Just the long flowing locks with the headband around.
I reckon he looks like Bjorn Borg too.
Bjorn Borg, yep, same vintage, Pete.
Don't turn off, please. I know we're going back into the olden days, but still, the good old days. Don't forget, if you're watching Filming Footy, youtube.com. Ring around, get yourselves a little party going, but all nice and tidy with COVID, of course. And watch the footy. You'll enjoy it. You might enjoy Walkerville going forward for one of the few occasions. Neatly defended there by Aaron Rainey. He lost it, he got it, he knocked it back to O'Connell. O'Connell runs away, and Morphettville Park run beautifully, but the kick to centre wing is not handy. Blue and whites with the hoops, thumped the ball a long way, in towards centre half forward. Hand pass comes clear. It'll go to Gregson. Gregson's kick is wide back towards centre wing. Maybe a free kick to McLean. who was taken high, and he'll kick Walkerville into attack.
Well, fair to say, Pete, Walkerville need the next one.
They do.
They don't want to have a big deficit to make up in a knockout final. Tyson McLean, and they're going to get a shot. Another big clunk. Is this our same man again? Let's have a look. Was it? It was Wade Ryan or Adam Proud, maybe. We need to identify the player shortly, but again, the kick is what matters here. As there's a 13-point deficit within range on a reasonably still night. Not a windsock to be seen, Peter. Normally you'd say that's the home coach playing funnies with the opposition. Maybe just no one remembered to put it up. It is Law. His kick is awry. Gee, they're a loud bunch down there, the Roos fans. Adam Proud misses to the right. Walkerville a 1-2-8. Morphy Parks 3-2-20, 2-goal game.
Very good start by, I'm continuing to say the underdogs, so I'm not in any way detracting from their performances, but Lusty's kicked to centre wing all right. Marked there by Tresize for Morphettville Park. Into the half-forward line, the BOG. He wants one of those beanies. Of course he does. Joak's kick, long towards full forward. Towards the boundary line, hand pass. You're hot. Another hand pass. That's 3 in a row, and then the shot at goal from Kai Dean. Oh boy, it was a hot ball, and unfortunately Dean couldn't nail after an exchange of 3 handballs. He'd be disappointed. So too Morphy. That should have been a goal. It wasn't. It's 3-3-21 to 1-2-8.
Alrighty, so it goes coast to coast beautifully. We're 18 minutes into this first quarter prelim final. No tomorrow. Ooh, and there was almost no tomorrow. That was a bit crude by the captain in Kirshner. It's going to bring the 25. And for number 15, Nicholas Hankin.
What do you reckon about that?
I reckon that the video is going to have another look at that, because that was pretty crude. You don't like seeing players suspended for finals, but no, I don't like that whatsoever. Hankin has not kicked a goal this season. And
you put him off then.
Exhibit A as to maybe why that's the case. So, look, Pete, they're peppering the Roos. They actually, if forward 50 entries count for anything, should probably be up by 5 or 6 goals at the moment. It is just 19 points.
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. They are on song. They are just controlling the football as we head into red ink. And they're back into attack. Deep kick towards forward pocket. Off the hands of the pack. Who's going to gather? It's like beach volleyball down there. Eventually taken by Brady Zworer of Walkerville. Now the whistle's going. Is there a kick to be paid? It is. In towards the half-forward line. Who's going to grab the ball in defence? Taken by Dane Thompson. Is it going to be holding the ball call? It is. And it'll be Walkerville coming into attack now at the 20-minute mark of this first quarter.
To the forward 50 arc, another clunk. Umpire says play on. That will bring some restless Cats fans. We should mention our men in green tonight. Field umpires are Josh Abbott and Cameron Scott. The boundary umpires, look, give me a chance to recognise your folks before you toss the ball up. James Walkley and Aidan Hendry. The goal umpires, Dominic Spano and Daryl Elliott. Should just correct about the margin. I think the scoreboard at the ground is wrong.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Joseph, our erstwhile producer, the Sports Interactive scoreboard on your screen. We're backing our lad here that he's got it right. So 13 points, not 19 as mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's definitely 3-4-22 to 1-2-8. Don't forget, filming footy, youtube.com. Get off your backsides. Go to the television or do it on your computer. Doesn't matter what you do it on, but enjoy and make sure you share your experiences with Dartfish, and we are all over the place. Like a Mad Woman's Breakfast, we don't stop. We're covering everything that's going on, particularly the finals in this wonderful football competition around South Australia and beyond. The ball at centre wing. We've gone 21 minutes. No one can hang on to it. Jay Drake has it. He lost it. His teammate has to do his shoelace up, and there'll be a bounce.
21 in time on. How did you find it as a caller of hundreds of football games, maybe thousands, to have a set time frame with the women's last week?
Oh, look, it's all fun. Seriously,
To
if
actually
you go
know
out
when
and
the
you,
quarter was going to end.
well, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like
It was
that
weird,
because
wasn't it?
you can't have 17 minutes and then stop, but you do in the women's.
You do.
I don't like
some
that.
of the divisions.
No.
Sorry, Pete. Just thought when you said the time on, it's nice to have. Let's just say it's nice to have it back this week.
Exactly.
Now there's a lad who we can't miss because he's got bright blue boots. If only we saw the number. Scrambly footy at the moment. After what's been some pretty good early on. That's Nathan Davies, the kick around the body into the tea saucer in the middle, and we're off. Kick inside 50. Had the target. Was the hands taken away? No. Pushing the back? No. Umpire saying, you guys are finalists. You can work some of this out for yourselves. Soccer kick on the wing. Had one, had two. Reminder, got to check how the Socceroos went against China earlier. Been a busy day, Pete. I never got to check.
3 o'clock this morning.
3 o'clock this morning. It's a throw in, 50-metre arc. Walkerville kicked the first goal. Morphy Parks have kicked the last four. A couple of minutes from quarter time, the Cats need to make use of this forward 50 entry.
Look, if you were in a boxing bout, you'd have to say definitely the points with Morphettville Park and the Beanie heading in the direction of Edward Doak. They're the two, I reckon, sureties that have come out of this first quarter. The game will unfold. There'll be twists. There'll be all sorts of movement and swirling. And now we'll have some of that because the ball will be tossed in the air. The effort to run clear from Gregson wasn't successful. Tap goes the way of Brady's Wall from Walkerville. Umpires quick on the scene. And there'll be another bounce. So let's just check that score. Morphettville Park 3-4-22. Doak 2 goals and McConnell 1. Walkerville 1-2-8. Ryan is the goal scorer. And the noise, Phil, a free kick to Morphettville Park. I reckon they've put a road sign up on the Anzac Highway and people have to come into this ground when they go past now. They're making noise.
Free beer at the bay, I reckon it says. So it's with the Roos. This is with Hankin. That kick is better than his first. A little bit of post-mark activity. Umpire lets that go. It's with, I reckon, Dion Brower. Goes with the long kick down the other side, down the city wing here. Stretching, grabbing, not being paid is the coach in Ryan Madden. They said it was touched. Madden's picked himself up a free, however. 24 minutes gone. Walkerville are wondering, Peter, where is this next goal going to come from?
It mightn't come before quarter time. I reckon it would have to be very close to the hooter, which here actually can sound like the school bell because they've actually stopped the game once or twice in local football. Here's a chance on quarter time. Jack Sutton's kick bounces wide and over the line
let's
for a
just say
throw-in.
the school bell sounds like the siren as well.
If any kids are at school now, I think that's not fair. Send them home for the weekend.
There was a Sandford game at Elizabeth. I'm not sure if you were aware of this one. It was probably about 15, 16 years ago. The 452 train honked its horn going past the oval. They thought that was the siren. They stopped the game.
Dear.
Timekeepers couldn't get the word out that, no, you still had 90 seconds left. Thankfully, it was a one-way game and they decided not to come back. I'll tell you what, the Roos are looking good. I like the way they're rebounding. That was Lewis Lean. What a name. They've got tall markers, some of their small brigade. It's all coming together. There's Peter Walsh who's decided he's going to give the beanie
I've got to
to.
leave the commentary box now and go and stand on the boundary line and yell out when he runs past, hey, Dokey, come over here and get your
Tell you
beanie.
what, if he nails this.
Keep your head warm.
If he nails this. I'm waiting for the siren. It has that moment. The siren's going to go. He's going to kick the goal. If a Roos fan, that's how you'd love to script it.
Hasn't he been good this quarter?
Well, he's just converted his opportunities, hasn't he? After missing the first. He's got 2 of what we have the 3 goals so far. This will test the distance. Mark on the line. Oh, that's some poor defending. Is that Doldig who's marked on the line? Let's have a look. It might be Chris Barnes, actually. A man they used to call the Vanilla Thriller back in his North Adelaide days. He's going to go to Stevie Johnson. Around the body. Oh, well done. Well done to Barnes. Now, I've done that just on the lookalike. I'll confirm the number in just a tick. But that's we said Walkerville needed the goal before quarter time. That is exactly what they didn't need. No doubt about it. The Roos have 4 goals, Pete.
They have completely outplayed Walkerville, and they still haven't got on the scoreboard what they deserve. 4-4 is not an indication as to how emphatic their first quarter efforts have been.
Yeah.
4-4-28, 1-2-8, 27 minutes of time has elapsed. A noggin will be scratched by those at Walkerville as we get close to quarter time. Can they come forward? Out of the middle, a kick in towards centre half forward. Goes one way, then the other. Kick to full forward is off the money. And the noise is from the cheering of and the baying of blood for Morphettville as that ball goes off the side of the boot and through for a behind at the 28-minute mark of the term.
That was Cameron Burr who had the shot. Morphy Parks are going to clear. I thought I heard a siren in the background, maybe not. It is certainly a free to the Roos on the outer side. Oh, that's another great mark. That's Barnes again. Tell you what, if he and Doak get going, I don't think there's any way Walkerville can get back in the game with that marking ability. Now it's picked up on the edge of 50. There's your quarter time siren. The kick bounces. I'll tell you what, if it had taken a right-hand turn, it might have been a score. Proved out not to be. We'll check that the score is correct at quarter time. We're pretty adamant. It's as you see it on your screen. 4-4-28 to Morphettville Park. 1-3-9 to Walkerville, a 19-point lead. The goal scorers, Edward Doak with 2 singles to Christopher Barnes, Ben McConnell, that's Morphettville Park. Wade Ryan in, what was the opening minute of the match? Yep. Kicked the first goal for the Cats, and that's been all she's wrote in terms of the majors. Any quick thoughts, Walshy, before we take a break?
Well, I'm a bit overwhelmed by the performance of a side that perhaps might have gone in as the underdogs. They have been sharp. They've moved the ball quickly. They've got an absolute star in Edward Doak, who has been so good, has kicked a couple of goals, and they've looked dangerous, whereas from Walkerville's point of view, they've scruffed around. It's as if they haven't really started yet. They're going to have to start in a hurry. This is a very good lead from the side that has taken the initiative right from the first ball being tossed in the air here at Glenelg.
All right, we'll be back. We'll take a break. Hope you're enjoying Friday night finals footy in the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
Celine has a love of singing and condiments, which is why she uses Catch to keep her spreads in high supply, like Celine's Dijon. Yes, however they like to shop, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
The Simon Black Academy is a 3-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. The first 12 months allows participants to complete a diploma in Sports Management Elite, and if the students elect to stay on for a further 2 years, they can complete a Bachelor's in Business Management with a sports focus. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
In a world of instant gratification, Kim likes things fast. That's why she uses the Catch app to search millions of products, like Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. This is Usain. When something needs fixing, he's onto it fast. That's why Usain uses the Catch app for things like Usain's bolts. For anything they need fast, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Get a
Welcome
quick
back,
and easy.
everyone. We're coming to you live from, well, it's officially ACH Group Stadium, and we should thank their support of local footy. We know it is Glenelg Oval, or The Bay, and it's home for Friday night finals footy. Maybe a first in Adelaide Footy League history. COVID required, because we need to play in grounds with a fence, Pete, and so we're here, and what a great spot to watch.
It's a magnificent spot, and may I pass on to those at Glenelg. They had a function down there tonight, opened up the facility for anybody who wanted to come in. They do it very well. I live in the area, and they want people to come to the football, not just to see the game, but to come for an experience, have something to eat, have something to drink. And when I came down earlier on today, they had kids and mums and dads out in the middle having a bit of a run around and kicking the football. The rain came. Boy, did the rain came.
Yeah.
And what happened was mums and dads wanted to get off the ground, but the kids didn't.
I used to love playing sport in the rain,
fantastic.
Pete. It slowed everybody else up
Yeah, I know.
to my speed. Here's the second quarter, and you're with Peter Walsh.
And we're with Morphettville Park, who've said, hello, catch us if you can. We're 8 scoring shots, you're 4. We're playing good
On the
football.
ball.
And we now have a bit of a sniff. The old nostrils are flaring and doing so well, because to grab an early advantage and to have
Guess
this guy
who?
again, Edward Doak,
Yep.
the left footer, he's come to play tonight all right. He's in the middle of the Glenelg ground on a good length for a fast bowler in a shield match many years ago with Victoria. And Matthew Wade, can you believe? He played. He was the boss. And Doak's too far out to score, but he's going to give it a hoof and a half. Bang. He kicks it a fair way. Off the hands of those who are working for it. And it's trundled through for a rush behind down there by Lincoln Blewett for the first score of the second term.
Yeah, look, another chance goes missing there for the Roos. And look, there is an arc there, and it sort of is supposed to be 50, but a colleague of ours, Phil Aspinall, who's a great, passionate Sandful man, actually went with a bloke who measured it one day, and because it's such a small oval, it's only apparently 45-metre up.
Really?
Because if they did 50, it would land you in the centre square.
How boring's that bloke's life if he's going to go and measure ovals?
No. Well, he didn't measure it. He's just there with the
I
bloke,
understand.
he did. That's what you call inside knowledge. Here's the kick inside Walkerville. Can they pick it up? It's a bouncing ball. They can. The Roos defence is there. Umpire has said, I want to be on this. It's going to be a Roos free for having it. It's going to be Tyson McLean from the edge of 50. Long kick across. Right on the goal line. Touchdown. Oh, sorry, wrong sport. That is actually didn't cross the line. It's going to be a ball up. We're going to be very lucky if the umpire doesn't score the rush behind himself here. Tapped into the field of play. And, yeah, we don't really have a lot in the rules of... We do officially have deliberate in the Adelaide Footy League. You just don't see it much. What we don't have, apparently, Peter, is no deliberate rush behind.
No, well, that was just poked through, and the behind was registered. Walkerville 1-4-10. Morphettville Park 4-5-29. Filming footy. YouTube.com. People like Laurie from Longford watching our coverage and passing it on.
Laurie from Longford.
He's about the place, and he's doing the right things and letting people know that we want you to be involved, because this is local sport and we are giving it our best shot. And the best shot at the moment, it's like going in the rifle shooting at the Paralympics, and it's been won so far by Walkerville not. Morphettville Park, yes. 4-5-29, 1-4-10 in the second term. We've gone 3 minutes.
Well, g'day to Laurie. We are the biggest footy game in Adelaide right now. Div 4 Adelaide Footy League. No Sandful tonight with they have their final round tomorrow. Barnes takes it out the ruck. The Vanilla Thriller goes with the long kick, sets the Walkerville defence a task. They're up for it. Ryan Madden, the coach. Not sure if that's in the coaching manual. Luckily, the less probably said about that, the better. And Walkerville are probably lucky just to make it a throw-in. If there had been a closer ruse forward, that could have been all sorts of trouble.
Mate, they got Panadol problems. They really have.
They got what problems?
They got Panadol problems.
Okay.
They've got a headache.
They have.
And what they can't do is they can't generate any momentum. It's all stop and start, and they're not looking as if they're going to be able to hit back hard. It's a long way shy of anything out of the ordinary happening. Inglis at half back to centre wing. That was better. Who's there? He's overcooked the ball. Here's a chance now for the ball to be brought to centre wing. The run provided by Blewett. Blewett 60 from goal. Just got touched, and because he was touched on the back, his kick was errant. And in defence now, Morphettville Park to take the ball and swing it around towards half-back, where it's marked by, yes, you guessed it, Edward Doak. It's your ball.
How many marks has he taken? And your luck's of fortune. Bit slippery out there. The other fascinating thing about tonight, Pete, I don't know, you've been round in Adelaide last couple of days. We were warned about gale force winds, batten down the hatches. It's a still night.
Yeah, we had our breeze earlier on, but you're right. The breeze has gone away, thank goodness.
So, look, which end you're kicking to really shouldn't be making much difference. This is Kushner with the kick. Nicely grabbed by Ben McConnell. The Roos defence looking impenetrable at the moment as they find Corey Gregson in front of the interchange gates. Further downfield to Jack Sutton in the long sleeves, just to give us a few more red and gold stripes. A very unique looking footy club, Morphy Parks. You don't see too many, Pete, with this colour attire.
No, that's a better kick. Now, Madden, he's the boss. What can he be thinking? What can he be saying? Is he in shock, or is it just a stumble out of the blocks? It's not like a high-scoring game. Who would know? Plenty of time for anything to happen. Almost the mark taken. Liam Hayes is going to be paid for it. And so he at half-back just jogs back. Standing beside him is Luke Westbury, but Hayes is going to think and then go for the short pass. Actually, the short pass wasn't too bad. Marked there by Cameron Burr. And Burr belts the ball in towards the half-forward line. It sits up. Hand pass or knock on. Doesn't go anywhere in particular. Good work there by Lincoln Blewett, who took the ball close to the boundary line. Rushing in to render assistance is Lewis Lean, but the man who got the knock-on will get the free kick. And Walkerville back into attack, trailing 1-4-10 to the leading team, Morphettville Park, 4-5-29. Third term action, 7.5 minutes gone. The voice of Phil Herden.
Well, you'd have to say the game has steadied a little bit. Morphy Park's dominated, had a great 15-minute purple patch. We have not had a goal in quite some time from either end. A few shots, but nothing registering a major. So it's 19 points, which, low-scoring game. Should mention for those that tuned in late, look, Walkerville would want to win tonight because their Bees are already in the grand final. And I can tell you as an old Woodville fan, Pete, there's nothing worse than having to go to a grand final for the reserves and then having to go when the league team runs out. You want both of them in there. This is Kenny out to the boundary line looking for Wolford. He's wrapped up by Corey Gregson. One of the signings. In fact, Gregson's got himself a free. And it will be the Roos to clear out a defence on the outer side of the Bay Oval.
7 minutes gone in this term. Phil, no goals as you did suggest. Who's going to win the ball away? Walkerville, a chance. It bounced for Walter, who had it, lost it. The ball now knocked on. Morphettville, a chance at full force. Is there a push? Is there a push? Looking for the free kick down there. Not to be paid. That was Dane Thompson. And now there'll be a holding the man. No, there won't. Umpire watching carefully. Chris Barnes jogged in and the ground moved. The big man gets across to centre half forward and starts to look at what's happening at 8 minutes in this term. 4-5-29 to 1-4-10. Still no goals kicked in this second quarter.
Well, at ground level, this is Dreesy. Gets the hand pass away. They're on here, the Roos. If it sits, loose player. Snap from short distance. Morphy Parks have their fifth. We'll bring you the play. Was it Godlewski, 25? This is why I love having the Simon Black replay.
Good on you, Simon. You little beauty.
Thank you, Simon, absolutely. Because I can pick the player coming out. They just, wasn't Godlewski. Hopefully we keep on that. I'll have to put that one down as a phantom goal score, I'm afraid, Pete. But it was just, they just had the extra man. And usually when you find you've got an extra man, it's because you're working extra hard.
They just moved so deftly with their skills, handball to handball to handball. And we'll be able to give you...
Producer is on the case.
I know.
No, look. What we might do is there's some at home watching who are Morphy Parks fans. Ryan Edwards, you've actually beat me to it, says Nick Hankin kicked the goal. Ryan, we trust you with our reputations. We'll give it to Nick Hankin without having any other evidence.
No, that's
and
what we
if it is,
like.
that's Nick's first goal for the season.
Filming Footy, YouTube.com. Thanks for interacting with us. We want you to be a part of what we're trying to do. And we're going to have a shot at goal. Adam Proud, who took a while to get going a couple of weeks ago at Walkerville, found form, found the goals, needs this one big time. Adam, your move, big fella. 30 out directly in front. Proud shoots a goal, and Proud kicks a goal.
Big one for Adam. He kicked a lazy 8 last week in the loss to Pulteney. Not too often you kick 8 goals in a losing effort, but that's what he did. He'll try and at least avoid the second half of that equation. His first on the board. That breaks a run of 5 straight goals to Morphy Parks. It brings the margin back to 19 points. We're pretty much where we were at the start of the second quarter, and we've gone almost 11 minutes.
And I know you love your stats, and I certainly won't break away from this passage of play to give you a stat. I'll wait until there is a pregnant pause. 43 goes the hand pass. Is that holding the ball? Umpire is letting proceedings go now. He whistles it up, and there will be a free kick. In defence, it'll go to Morphettville Park. A few weeks ago, Phil, when we were doing a game, Alex Forster was on 99 goals.
Yes.
We weren't too sure how he was going, whether he was up in the Northern Territory and he couldn't get back in time. Everything happened.
I had a slab of beer with Jacko on this, actually.
Did you? Well, I've got to say, how brilliant was the performance of the Pembroke president, who rang to tell us that he'd kicked a goal in the first 5 minutes of that game to reach his 100. That's what it's all about when you have people who are rendering assistance. The score in this game, 5-5-35, 2-4-16, 12 minutes gone, second term.
Yeah, and I love all the people that have been through the season when there's like 32 A-grade games on at once, sending through the scores and trying to sift through them. I do have an update from Blair Athol, where you're heading to tomorrow, Pete.
I still don't know how to get there.
I know, can't tell you the trailer's got there. The game's on, and Brahma Lodge are leading Green Acres by 4 goals. At about a similar stage of the second quarter. The Rooster clear into space, off hands, touched. Now, it's the ball you can see's disappeared.
Yep.
I'm going to be... who's going to go fetch it?
I reckon if that rolled 3 or 4 metres further, it'll go onto the tennis court.
It'll be on the tennis court. So luckily there is one person on that outer side, probably there for the sole purpose of fetching these footballs. Throw in, Peter, inside the Roos forward 50.
5-5-35, 2-4-16. Morphettville Park leading. Edward Doak with 2 goals is the star so far. At half forward, who's going to gather? There's a push in the back. Umpire spots the push in the back, and the free kick will go to Tyson McLean, who's at half back. Oh, he goes the short pass. Did it go far enough? No, but he got a hand pass back. The hand pass came from Wolfall. And the kick now for Walkerville towards the half-forward line. Floats in the air. Rushing back there is Cameron Burr. Can't win it out. Morphettville kick is not good. Little Burr goes in again. He's hungry. Charges after the pill. Has it. Lost it. He's the one with the noodler. Looks like Paul Chapman, an ex-Geelong player.
That's who I've been thinking all night. Who does he look like? Thank you, Peter.
Will you settle with that one?
I'll settle for that one.
Well, we've gone beyond Borg now.
And Vetus.
Vetus Gerolitis. And now we go to Phil Herden. Score here, 5-5-35 to 2-4-16. In this quarter, we have ticked to the 14-minute mark.
All right. Delicate. Okay. I'll come back to that in a second. It's a 19-point margin. Just had some interesting news relay down from our producer. As the Rucks go to it, tap to Zwar, who was busy early, and he's got the ruck duties for tonight. Our producer, Joseph, has been working very hard, rolling film everywhere to find out this mystery goal scorer we've been told was Nick Hankin, and he's going to confirm or deny that in just a second. Meanwhile, look at this little scrum play here at the moment. This is sort of the play I expected early on, Pete, in a finals game, which usually takes a quarter for the teams. Instead, we open with some pretty free-flowing footy. And when that happens, you often find the coaches get hold of the players and adjust things to shut it down. Can't have that. And so hence why we've had just, I think, the one goal each. And not a single possession in that period of calling. I'll leave it in your capable hands to get a clearance.
Now, we've got relatives of the person that we think has kicked the goal that are on the phone. So we're going to have to get that sorted out, folks. Kick Morphettville in towards the centre of the ground. Bounces. Chasing back quickly is Kai Dean, who lays the tackle. Free kick in the back it is. And I tell you what, Dean is saying, excuse me, that was no free kick. I was after the pill. Short pass goes to centre wing. Will be marked there. Luke Westbury to kick Walkerville into attack. Runs around the man on the mark. Oh, he still runs. He hand pass started up in the air. He caught his own handball. He still runs in after it. Hand pass comes from Westbury again. Oh boy, they're stuffing around. Both sides finding it hard to get rid of it. Knocked away down towards the half-forward line, and there'll be a bounce.
Well, look, it's not the prettiest football, but boy, oh boy, is the crowd here getting into each tackle and missed tackle and zig and zag. We do have an update on the Phantom goal scorer, and I think we've been misled. I think we've been led on a wild goose chase on an inside joke. Our erstwhile producer, Joseph, has delved through the videotape, confirmed it was number 8, Byron Murphy, not the unnamed goal scorer, Nick Hankin, who hasn't scored a goal all year. And that might be a bit of an inside joke. Thank you, Joseph. Back to Peter.
Joseph, outstanding work, and we'd like to thank all of Byron Murphy's relatives for calling in. They picked it.
Demanding the goal
be
recognised.
They were watching Filming Footy, youtube.com. Don't forget to tell the people that are near and about you over the weekend. This is where you catch it all. What a way to start a Friday into a Saturday, Sunday. Father's Day on the Sunday. And let's see what can happen now with Walkerville getting the free kick. Brady's War. There's a good Scrabble name. Kick towards half forward. It bounces loose. Should have been a mark, was it? Hand pass out of defence by Rainey, the fullback. Doesn't go too far. Holding the ball maybe. No. Centre half forward looking for the free kick was Jay Drake. Didn't go his way. Ball in the air at the 17-minute mark.
Nathan Davies breathes a sigh of relief. Tap down from Martin. Inside 50 for the Cats. Loose footy. Here's Burr lurking. Picks it up. He's downed as soon as he does. Some strong defence from the Roos initially. High kick. Bounce. Critical. Losing feet also critical. That was Spilios who went down. And despite a fair bit of pressure from the Walkerville defence, it's Morphettville Park that will clear. To the centre wing we go. Trying to keep it in was our man Edward Doak. He could not do so. It'll be a throw-in. We take a breath. 18 minutes gone. Second quarter. Prelim final. The winner goes on to a granny next Saturday. The loser will watch it. Probably on Filming Footy.
Oh, I'll tell you what, when you feel the angst because this has been a tough season all year, can you hang in there and win? This is what it's all about, the big W. Ball at centre wing. Crunch! Solid hit there by Godlewski for Morphettville Park. It's taken over the boundary line. Umpire says, mine, fellas. Give it to me. Getting up, pleading for a free kick. Brett Moriarty. There'll be a ball that will be thrown in. The umpire, and rightly so, walking in a fraction so that he can toss the ball high in the air. 5-5-35, 2-4-16. Throw in was all right, was okay. A good running there in defence there from Kane Godlewski towards the boundary line. Is it going to go out? It's rolling around near that white line. Not quite. Now it's tipped over the hands there of the last goal scorer in Byron Murphy, and there'll be a throw in. 5-5-35, 2-4-16. Morphettville Park leading Walkerville. In the second term, we have gone 19 minutes.
19 minutes, you'd have to say, Peter. Not much if you're into scoreboard activity. So Walkerville have stemmed the flow. They've won their share of free kicks. They've rebounded their share of inside 50s, but they haven't managed to do much on the scoreboard. It's with McLean. He finds a target in Reece McKenzie, wearing 22. Not to be confused with almost identical twin Jack McKenzie, who wears 21. So we thank the Walkerville hierarchy for giving identical twins almost identical numbers. At the moment, they don't care about that. They've got to care about the game they've got to mark. They've got a chance for the inside 50 into some space in the cricket club pocket. Well stolen. Got the bounce of the ball. Oh, loose footing. Oh, I can't pick it up. Socketed almost onto the chest of a teammate. This is pretty unique stuff we're seeing here. Fraser Smith does pick it up, and it's a mark to Matty Doldig. A little bit of a silly push after the event. Doldig was already sort of going down. That could have, a 25 would have been catastrophic. Here's the boss man, Pete.
He is. Yeah, he writes the checks.
That's it. Comes in, 40 metres out, dead in front. I reckon he's done that at this ground plenty of times in blue. Today he does it in red and gold. And the deadlock is broken. Doldig's first, Morphy Park sixth. They extend their lead now to 25 points.
You know, I was mentioning about the weather conditions earlier on. With those heavy showers of rain just after 4 o'clock, it meant there were some sticky spots around the ground. No mud. There's a couple of cricket pitches in the middle, but you've seen that on a few occasions where players have gone for the ball and haven't been able to hold their footing. That did happen in defence for Walkerville, and bang, up the other end, a big strong mark and a goal. And it's not that there's mud there, but the conditions are just a little bit slippery, and that goal then well done by Matty Doldig, and deservedly so, as the effort from half-back towards centre wing is going to go in whose direction. Knocked away there for Walkerville by Adam Law. He lost it. Umpire lets it go, and it goes over the boundary line for a throw in. As we check the time, 21 and a half minutes gone in this quarter. And Morphettville, who led at quarter time 4-4-28 to 1-3-9, have increased that lead to 6-5-41 to 2-4-16.
Yeah, well, the aim of the boundary throw-in is that both rucks get an equal shot of it. So I love the fact that the younger boundary umpires, who are still working on their muscle development, get to come in. Morphy Park's running in waves. Here's the kick on point. Oh, that precision passing is back. Geralidis was into it there, Kai Dean, a.k.a. Kai Dean, and Doldig, who I didn't mention before, he's kicked 43 goals this season, 10 of those against the Cats, 7 in round 7, 3 in round 17. Looking for, well, his 45th, his second tonight, and the Roos 7th, dead on point. A good couple of minutes in red time for the Roos, and they have a game high lead. It is 7-5-47, 2-4-16, 31 points. Game high, is it match winning?
Well, we talked earlier on, Phil, it was only 4 or 5 minutes ago, about the lack of productivity of both sides for getting scores, and they have had a rich vein of form and of goal scoring.
And a finisher, a target. Absolutely. And a finisher.
In the last game that they played against Walkerville, they kicked 8 goals for the game. And now, not even half time, they've hurried to 7-5-47 to 2-4-16. And some significant headaches for the boss of Walkerville, Ryan Madden, to get his charges to regroup and to say, well, okay, fellas, this is it. something's going to happen after half-time.
And it's a chance here for really a hat-trick in the last few minutes. Umpires said play on. Then they found a free, and I'll tell you what, the hat-trick is on. I reckon this might be Sutton, perhaps. We're just positioned on an angle where everything is side on, which is great if you see these players week in, week out.
I think, but
the kick is straight in front. The distance is 45. The breeze is negligible. The kick is to the left. It was Dane Thompson who had the shot. That could have almost been the dagger right there and then, Peter.
Well, I think they've removed the dagger from the holster.
Yeah.
And Morphettville Park, who were breathtaking in their brilliance last week in their 2 women's victories. Well, what a way to go. The way they're playing now, you're never too sure as to what might happen after the half-time break. Walkerville will play better, you would expect, but having just 2 goals in the bank, getting close to half-time, 25 minutes gone, it has been, oh, woe is me. How do we turn this around? Another shot at goal from Morphettville Park, a long, long way out.
Indeed. I think this is Thompson again, Peter.
He's kicked it a fair distance. It's going to float just shy of the mark. No one at the back. Oh, Dolzing was there.
There was a reason.
Oh, no.
There was no one at the back because someone gave a fair shove in the back.
Look, he thought to himself, I'm ready for this one, but not quite. So no mark was paid because no mark was there to be paid. And it's 7-6-48 to 2-4-16, and we've gone 26 minutes.
Well, kick into the outer side. It's quite interesting actually to compare the brightness watching it live and the brightness on our TV monitor. And it's amazing how, and I know they do it a lot with the cricket in bad light, where what you see on TV is far, far brighter than what you're actually seeing.
There's been nothing
live.
bright about Walkerville tonight, that's for sure.
No. Throw in front of the little hut they use for the water carriers. It is a Walkerville tap, it is a Walkerville clearance towards another hut. This one's occupied by a couple of people. Not sure whether they're allowed to be there, Pete, but they look pretty comfy and set for the night, and they've got no interest at all at getting that football.
They got white shoots on, that's all we can see. 13 scoring shots to 6, yes. 1-3, 13 to 2-4-6. And the side who is dominating is Morphettville Park as we get ready for one of the exuberance of the boundary umpire flicking the ball back into play. No one can grab it. Martin does. Knocks it on there for Walkerville back towards the centre wing. And it's over for a throw in. And you'd love to be able to, Phil, jump on board and go into both rooms at halftime and find out what the messages are and how they'll be delivered. 7-6-48 to 2-4-16.
I reckon it's just as well Walkerville are over the far, far side because
look.
It's going to probably be loud and not family friendly.
Yeah, big rap for Steve Nollis. We've mentioned him, the new coach. Very gentle in getting the message across, but doing it superbly a few weeks ago. And, okay, they lost that game, but he's learned a few things. I know that Walkerville have got 3 or 4 better players back in. Hasn't worked out that way so far.
Yeah, Matthew Martin's winning his fair of ruck taps and getting some clearances for Walkerville, just not progressing too far with them. Kirshner with the kick around the body. It's Proud who's got to take on about 3 or 4. That was Jai Drake, who I think got a boot to it. That's the ruling because it's out of bounds on the full. And as we tick into the 28-minute mark, it's going to be Roo's ball. So this quarter, Walkerville have kicked 1 goal 1. Morphettville Parks have kicked 3 goals 2. They've extended a lead into something over 5 goals. Oh, here's a chance. It's not going to get better than this. It's balls to Jack McKenzie. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, did Walkerville need that on the edge of half time. Just sometimes as you watch the Simon Black replay, how this was set up. Kick into a forward line, missed. Extra number. The Morphy Park defender covering Mackenzie had to attack the ball. Mackenzie was free if it got to him, which he did. And that is the Cats' third goal. And that is actually Jack Mackenzie's first goal, I believe, for the season.
It's a bit fortuitous. You've got to be in the right place at the right time.
Might be wrong with that.
But the ball over the top. Yep. He was on the run. Didn't have to break stride, so the hand pass was, okay. And the goal was an absolute guarantee. And now, with the clock at 29 minutes, Walkerville would love to buy one more. We don't know how long it is before the half-time siren. And Morphettville will come into attack towards half forward. It'll ring soon. There it is. Half-time. And the one that counts for this Friday night, and the one where the side that leads handsomely is Morphettville Park. 7-6-48 to Walkerville. 3-4-22. That second quarter going 29 minutes and 22 seconds.
Thanks for that, Walsh. As mentioned, well, Walkerville, they kicked 2 goals, 1. Morphy Park kicked 3 goals, 2. Shortly, we'll have just some highlight replays coming up. We'll give you the goal scorers for Morphettville Park. 2 to Doak early, 2 to Doldig late. Singles to Chris Barnes, Ben McConnell and Byron Murphy after intense investigation. For Walkerville, 3 single goal scorers, Adam Proud, Wade Ryan, the first one, Jack McKenzie, the last one. The teams will head to their respective change rooms, reassess things. I believe that we have some highlights of the first half. Peter and I will take a breather. Here are those highlights.
here is a great all-rounder. He likes the Catch app to get anything he needs fast, like Brad's Pit, Brad's Mitt, Brad's Kit, and Brad's air freshener. Yes, for anything they need, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Celine has a love of singing and condiments, which is why she uses Catch to keep her spreads in high supply, like Celine's Dijon. Yes, however they like to shop, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. The first 12 months allows participants to complete a diploma in Sports Management Elite, and if the students elect to stay on for a further 2 years, they can complete a Bachelor's in Business Management with a sports focus. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
In a world of instant gratification, Kim likes things fast. That's why she uses the Catch app to search millions of products, like Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. This is Usain. When something needs fixing, he's onto it fast. That's why Usain uses the Catch app for things like Usain's bolts. For anything they need fast, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
Brad here is a great all-rounder. He likes the Catch app to get anything he needs fast, like Brad's Pit, Brad's Mitt, Brad's Kit, and Brad's air freshener. Yes, for anything they need, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Celine has a love of singing and condiments, which is why she uses Catch to keep her spreads in high supply, like Celine's Dijon. Yes, however they like to shop, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. The first 12 months allows participants to complete a diploma in Sports Management Elite, and if the students elect to stay on for a further 2 years, they can complete a Bachelor's in Business Management with a sports focus. Based down at Norwood and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
In a world of instant gratification, Kim likes things fast. That's why she uses the Catch app to search millions of products, like Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies check out Catch. This is Usain. When something needs fixing, he's onto it fast. That's why Usain uses the Catch app for things like Usain's bolts. For anything they need fast, everyday Aussies check out Catch.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
Is a great all-rounder. He likes the Catch app to get anything he needs fast, like Brad's Pit, Brad's Mitt, Brad's Kit, and Brad's air freshener. Yes, for anything they need, everyday Aussies check out Catch. Celine has a love of singing and condiments, which is why she uses Catch to keep her spreads in high supply, like Celine's Dijon. Yes, however they like to shop, everyday Aussies check out Catch.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. The first 12 months allows participants to complete a diploma in Sports Management Elite, and if the students elect to stay on for a further 2 years, they can complete a Bachelor's in Business Management with a sports focus. Based down at Norwood and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Half-time here at the Bay, enjoying Friday night footy. Walkerville are back out. The umpires are back out. Phil Herndon with Peter Walsh. It is the Roos by 26 points. Of course, Peter, as excited as we are about tonight, it only gets bigger tomorrow.
For those that are looking to this week in September, Father's Day might not be the most important day on a Sunday. It'll be the possibilities of your team winning its way through into a grand final. Forget about what happens tonight if you lose. It's all about carrying that form into the big GF. And at this time of the year, there are so many occasions when you talk about players, and I'm using the VFL as an example, who've played the game at the highest level but have never won a premiership. And I think of the likes of Robbie Flower or Bob Skilton, those sorts of players that were there and about, and we might be, I'm not going too much over the top, but there's going to be losers, and there's going to be losers who are going to be feeling pretty average about what happens over the weekend.
Going to be a big day tomorrow, folks, just to bring you up to speed with that. 2 games will be streamed thanks to Filming Footy. The Div 1 game we'll cover. We can't clone ourselves, unfortunately. It's going to be from the Thebarton Oval. It's going to be the second place Payneham Norwood Union Falcons, third place Goodwood Saints. The other Div 1 game will be Prince Alfred and St Peters to play in the grand final, which will be at that game, and the grand final Div 1's at Richmond. The other division we're covering tomorrow is Division 5, and Peter, you'll be at Blair Athol, we hope.
Well, I'm leaving Glenelg as soon as this game finishes, and I'm heading for the Oval.
You're going to have a crack. It's going to be Paraka versus Eastern Park. And Div 5 has been an exceptionally even competition. I wouldn't be surprised how all of that plays out. Hope Valley will host Kenilworth and Kernelite Gardens as well tomorrow. The grand final will be played at Blair Athol. So they're just some of the games. St Mary's, Campbelltown, Mitcham, Hope Valley. Elizabeth's going to have the Div 6 Elizabeth versus Blackfriars. So go to the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page, website. There's all the details there. As much as we enjoy doing the stream and you're getting a chance to watch it here, get behind your local Adelaide Footy Club if they're in the finals, especially if they make the granny next week. If you're looking for details about our streams next week, we'll announce those on Between the Posts, which will come out on Wednesday night. And also Thursday night, it's got a huge week. Thursday night is medal night, and that's going to be streamed as well.
Look out. So. And can I tell you too, we'll all have, as we wander away with no clear direction in our lives at the end of the football season.
It's going to be over before we know it.
Colonel Light, Nicholas Patterson, 11 goals. We were there to see that game earlier this season, the 7th of August. That's nearly a month ago. Those sorts of highlights will emerge in most of the finals games, but that's mine for the year. 11 goals. 11 what goals. A performance.
Yeah, one of my Plimpton boys kicked 15 last week.
That's not bad.
Admittedly against Portland, not bad at all. Who can kick a bag here? Third quarter. Grand final berth on the line. You're with Peter Walsh.
Nothing happens out of the middle. The effort from Daniel Wolford doesn't win the plaudits of the gathering or the whistle from an umpire who tosses in the air. First goal in this quarter, absolutely vital. Kick out of the middle for Morphettville Park in towards half forward. Hand pass is good. Taken there by Jackson Tresize. Into the forward pocket. Good grab in defence. Taken by Ben Walter in the blue and white. Some noise from all camps. This is now such an important 5 minutes of this particular ball game.
It is a great facility down there with the lights and the bar facilities just indoors. Has a great vibe to it on a night like tonight. You can see why they put the lights in a few years ago. And there are renovations happening around the ground here, Pete, as well. We'll make it even bigger and better next year. We're in the centre. Not much has happened yet. Here's a chance. 1-2 handball works beautifully. Some space on forward 50. Calmness to go back. It's Vitas Gerolaitis, Kai Dean to the top of the square. Fair bit of white. Matty Dolding's in pursuit, putting on some pressure. Coming off pressure! Corey Gregson with a sublime tackle. so sublime the umpire's fallen over in appreciation.
You don't get much better than that, Phil.
That was superb. I don't believe we have a Player of the Day award today, but that would be right up there. And hopefully we'll get a Simon Black replay. We hope after Corey kicks the goal, because that tackle, Peter, deserved it.
Absolute precision, and now a goal that needs to be kicked, and it will be.
He's kicked 8 for the season. He's spread it across the far side. Was it a shot? Was it a pass? Gregson's going to say, hey, I was just passing it to my mate, Chris Barnes. He's already kicked one from short distance. Was thinking about the pass. Now Walkerville's defence has spread for the moment. He went to Stevie J, which everybody knows what we mean by that. Not too many... but it only plays out a kick style named out. But this time he's going the straight on approach. Similar angle, similar distance. He kicked the goal the first time. He has kicked a diddly squat. And unfortunately that tackle, Corey, ended up all for naught.
I've got a tough one for you, Phil, as
Okay.
we're only in the third quarter, so I don't want to jump about
Just
too
don't
much.
ask me who we're giving the beanie to.
No, well, I am actually, but I've got this thought, this theory. Ball kicked into play. Who's going to get it? Gregson's going to kick this time. It's curling back. It's curling back. Grego! He's kicked it. It curled and it blew around and came through. And that is exactly what was needed. Another score of the 6-point variety. Morphettville Park, 8-6-54. Get the first goal of the all-important third term. Walkerville, 3-4-22.
Yeah, could see Gregson was just waiting for it to spill out. The Walkerville defenders going to help at the ball. It did spill out and Gregson converted. So a little nice purple patch of about a minute there for Corey. Was one of the big signings. Probably they were saying one of the biggest signings at Div 4, Div 5 levels since Ian Perry from the Crows signed up with Pulteney many, many moons ago.
Off he goes again. He liked that goal. He kicks in towards the forward pocket and it bounces over the boundary line. Now, I don't want an answer on this one straight away.
Okay.
Is it possible to give the beanie to the winning coach? Give it some thought.
No. The beanie rules are usually it has to go to the winning.
I've never seen
player.
any beanie rules.
The beanie rules over time, Pete, is that it has to go to a player from the winning team.
I walk around with mine on all the time in Glenelg and people look at me and I'm thinking, you're not getting that off my head.
This. No, indeed.
No, they are magnificent. They are very, very warm on a Friday night here in downtown Glenelg, where the only thing hot down here is the Morphettville Park team, who are playing so well.
Nicely done.
And there's a bit of a cheer, and the man who's taken the mark is going to have to kick about 6 goals in the second half, and that's Adam Proud.
Kicked 16 so far this year.
He's gone back a fair way.
I'll tell you, he's kicked longer than he has. His run up is longer than what he has to kick.
He could catch the next tram without going too much.
Yeah, get it.
Okay, let's see what you've got for us, Adam. Standing on the mark there is Aaron Rainey. Proud kicks for goal and misses. And there's a lot of noise.
There's a lot of noise. Now, normally down that pocket is what we call snout-slouts for Glenelg. Now, the Louts will be very upset if they don't know already that their hill is now going to be some female change rooms, I think, as part of the expansion here. Of course, Glenelg, the Sandford Premiers, in the women's comp this year, going for a double in their 100th year as a footy club. But the noise is certainly rivaling from the Morphettville Park fans.
Well, they must have had a party all week.
They've started with the women and they say, hey, we like this premiership idea. Let's do something for the men. Lovely kick out to the far side. Battle by the boundary. Oh, bit of a bump. Almost bumped the player into the boundary umpire. Nicely avoided by said boundary umpire.
And we're seeing Adam Proud run across and take this boundary throw in. And the man who's done so well tonight, Aaron Rainey, he was good last time round at Walkerville. He just would not leave Proud alone. And he's playing the same game and doing it so well in this particular game as we've got now in this term. 6 minutes of play having elapsed in the middle. It's marked by Wolford.
Wolford in to the tee saucer we go. Jack McKenzie, goal scorer earlier. High kick. They've clunked a few of these Walkerville, not on this occasion. They're kicking it forward into that snout-slouts pocket. Leading the chase, Adam Law not to be, will be a throw-in. Chance for the Walkerville forwards to set up here. They're all congregate. There was a lot of space on the fat side there in front of the scoreboard for someone to run into if the Cats can get the ball. There's one forward right on the goal line. Here's the throw-in. Proud tries to get a hand on it. Bit of a shove in the back there for mine. Umpire didn't see it. Will be another ball up.
We're supposed to come up with pearls of wisdom, Phil. Well, we're supposed to. Well, well, I'll get you to give your pearl of wisdom in a moment as Proud can't get the clearance and the umpire calls for it. And look, we're only into this third term by 7 minutes, but for me, there'd have to be a monumental turnaround the way that Morphettville Park are playing, says he, who then sees the skipper, Kirshner, come out of the pack with a left boot, and it's gone through for a behind. But Walkerville would have to do something out of the ordinary. That's a behind scored.
Yeah, well, the way to tell a pearl from a fake one requires a sharp, healthy luster. Apparently, I'm not sure if I can. When you said that. I'm not sure if I can bring that to the coverage.
They're just not playing well enough, are they?
No, they're not. Although the ball is at their end, and look, it's not an insurmountable lead, and there's time. And at the moment, they've set up.
What are you taking for medication by saying that?
There's time.
No, I agree. Look, anything could happen, but gee, I just think Morphettville Park are just on song tonight. If ever they wanted to play well, they picked the right night.
They have. Here's a guy in blue boots, just to be easily identified. Brings it down pretty much in front of our filming footy crew in the path of Kai Dean, out of bounds. 8 minutes gone. What have we seen so far? Just a goal to Morphettville Park, pretty much. That's it. 2 points to Walkerville, 1 goal to Morphy Parks.
Yes, they've outscored them in each quarter. Boundary throw in. Let's see, having a run on the ball there is Adam Proud from that boundary throw in. It's trundled towards the line. There's a push in the back. Is there? Yes. Some cheering going on. Free kick goes to, let's have a look. It's going to go to Jai Drake. Drake wobbles the ball in towards the half-forward line. And it's going to go down the throat there of Ben McConnell, who takes the mark for Morphettville Park. McConnell, he's kicked that a fair distance towards half-forward. Was there any scrambling there? No. Off hands, it'll be taken and kicked forward by Dane Thompson. And it rolls over the boundary line for a throw-in. So let's just reset now, folks. 10 minutes gone, third quarter. Action coming to you from Glenelg, and the action being provided by Morphettville Park, who are 8-6-54 to Walkerville 3-6-24.
Peter Walsh, Phil Hurd, and the filming footy crew at the Bay. Friday night footy. Love it. Division 4, 2 teams having a crack because they want to be on grand final day here at Glenelg next week. The Cats of Walkerville, they are the defending champs. They did it from the elimination final last year, and they're going to have to do it the hard way tonight because there's a free given away to go to Dane Thompson. I reckon this, based on what we've seen from Dane with a couple of shots, Pete, might be just a bit outside the range. He thought the exact same. That was too easy because he had 2. Edward Doak, our man, took the lead, but Chris Barnes led harder and faster and took his lead away. Chris Barnes, I reckon he kicked 8 goals for North Adelaide in a game at Sandford level. Missing last week was one of 3 ins, along with Luke Jones and Dion Brower, into the side tonight. As teams go from 21 to 22 for the finals. High kick coming back. Walkerville can point to the goal umpire, but that's a lovely kick. It looks like every post is a winner. Game high 36-point lead as Barnes kicks his second.
And look, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but...
Why not?
Well, we might not. We've got to pick out who the best player is to win. And to win the beanie, which would settle on the noggin so well tonight because it is a bit fresh. And you're doing that while I go down and do the interviews.
Okay, so the agreement is you're happy to go down.
Well, you still have to.
That's right. You're happy to go down as long as I pick it. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, it's a tough call. It's a tough call. I've got so many good players, and there's a head-high knock, so there'll be a free kick to Walkerville out of the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm reckoning that the team who wear the Cats colours ain't doing nothing much right tonight. Wolfer will get it. Drop punt kick down the ground towards the half-forward line. No one can take the grab. Hand pass almost cut off by Proud, who's had to work hard but hasn't had much fruit. He's thrown. That's a sling tackle.
Yeah, that's a free.
Sling tackle, and the man who gets to his feet in a hurry is Jay Drake. And that's fair enough. When I say fair enough, the umpire right on song to play the call.
Yeah, now that's how you want it. Drake, too far out to score. We'll pop it up 30 metres out. Proud is there, but he's got 2 to beat. And surprisingly can't do so. Kai Dean has been marking at both ends. Yeah, it's interesting because you and I both play-by-play more than analysts. And usually when it comes to best players, we defer to our expert.
I give it to you and you give it to
me. So we're just going to call what happens. I had this same issue last week at the women's, and the way I got around that was I thought, well, I may not have summarised who the best players, but I know what the most exciting thing of the call was. Yep. And that was a goal, and we gave it to the young lady from Lockley. So at the moment, I'm sort of leaning, let's go Corey Gregson with that tackle. Mm.
Well, earlier on, we were talking about Edward Doak.
Yep.
In that first quarter, outstanding, not too much in the second quarter. And just as we were talking then, he bobs up with a kick.
Yeah, it's Gregson again. Dude, if he keeps this going for the rest of the half, I could give it to him on 2 grounds. Long kick, top of the square, comes out the back. Cats numbers wouldn't want to fumble, and they concede the behind. A 36-point deficit becomes 37.
He's been a busy player. The class, you can just tell when he's near the ball, he looks classy. It's McLean who marks the ball from being kicked into play. The player we're talking about is Gregson, who's won plenty of stats. He's been busy and has been one of the better players on the ground. Kick by Kai Dean, didn't go too far. Taken now and kicked into full forward is good. It just floated over the top of the pack. And Barnes down there again. And there's not a lot of sting in the opposition at the moment. Barnes just waited for the ball to float, took the grab, turns around. And this, in effect, should be bread and butter for the champ. He's only about 30 metres from goal.
Yeah. It's almost the sealer for mine.
What is it? 9-7-61 to
37 points.
Yeah. Now, what's happening? What's going on here?
Oh, hello. It's been turned over. An incident 30 metres away.
It was hard for us to see what was going on, but I think, it's too difficult for us.
Yeah.
Duldig was over there. Duldig. And
that's
not sure.
Oh, gee, Steve Knowles, you said he was calm. Once he's going to launch a Royal Commission into that, I think.
Yeah.
Because that was, that to me, once you get it beyond 40, this stage of the game. But Morphy Parks will go again.
In towards full forward. No one can take the grab. Walker will attempt to knock the ball clear. It's bounced over towards the half-back line. Adam Law does the chasing. He's tackled. And it's over the boundary line for a throw-in. And look, all I can do is say we didn't see the incident, but that's the reason why the umpires can get their own little piece of terra firma, can make judgments, and when the ball is away from where, or the players are away from where the ball is, if there is an indiscreet action, well and truly, pay the penalty. Here's the breakaway. Chance there for Wagner, who was well caught holding the ball, and it'll be Morphettville Park to come back into attack at the 16.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
Morphy Park, I think they're about to land the knockout blow. Goes to Dean. He's brought down. No time to get rid of it. Ball up. They're just circling for the knockout punch. You get that feeling. Barnes in ruck. Takes it out. Hand pass back. They're conceding to create some space for the kick from Davies that went up. It went down. Didn't come back enough. Kids behind the goal chase it again. Goes to 9 goals, 862, 3 goals, 624, 38 points the margin here. 17 minutes gone of the third quarter.
The margin has been built on each quarter. It's been the dominance of Morphettville Park. Ball blasted back in from that behind a half-back. Jack McKenzie, not quite. Tries to grab hold of it. Gregson's there. Free kick. Gregson wants to run away with it. You might get it kicked to him now because the free kick goes to Jack Sutton. His kick's all right. Marked by Hankin. Hankin's kick down the ground. Clears the pack. Better get rid of it if you can. Umpire says an over-the-shoulder call. And he's going to pay advantage. The ball spills out of the pack. Walkerville attempting to do some running. At half-back, Scott it is. Scott Kenny kicks poorly. It didn't quite, I think, go out on the full, but didn't matter because Morphettville Park in control in that passage of play. 9-8-62 to Walkerville 3-6-24, and we have now gone 18 minutes.
It's been that kind of night for the Cats. Their Bees got up. They'll be here at the Bay next Saturday for the 9 News Division 4 Reserves Grand Final. Not sure if the A's are going to join them at this point. Kick out by Lewis Lean. Godlewski trying to send it forward. Umpire's found a free. Going the way of the aforementioned Godlewski. Some hard running on the far side. He goes down the near side towards the interchange gate. Who's just come on? Barnes is happy to take on a couple. Taps it onto a teammate. High kick in the Doldig direction. In the Thompson direction, sorry. Well, clear momentarily. The Cats. Coming in hard was Gregson. Did the thump forward. It's skedaddling a lot of players at the moment. Walkerville will clear. That's a very dangerous kick. Now it's Doldig and Wolford. Wolford and Doldig. Wolford will win that battle. He'll get the hard pass away before they clear. He's been retarded. Ruse with the kick back. Hard ball. Barnes is there, and out of all of that mess, the Walkerville defence, Peter, is under siege. You're just waiting for that big blow to strike from Morphy Parks.
You're waiting for something of the inevitable, and that is another goal. They might be able to get out of a little bit of strife now, Walkerville. No, they won't. The kick marked by Gregson. He's too far out to score. He aims for the forward pocket. That's not a bad sort of a kick. He ran in, and you've got to give him credit. He could have blasted away, but guess who was standing there and calling out, Christopher Barnes is my name. He found him, and Barnes dragged down a very solid mark in the left forward pocket.
Going for his third goal. This is probably his tricky, well, he's had a few right by the boundary.
He's been able to ping him from wherever he wants to ping him, and this one now with the goal umpire in perfect position to adjudicate. Will he have to watch the ball spin over his head without moving? We'll know in a second. Barnes kicks for goal, and the umpire does not have to move anything bar his noggin. 3 goals to the Barnes boy, and Morphettville Park dominating this game on Friday night football. 21 minutes gone in the term. That's their 10th goal. 10 goals, 9 I think it is. I've got 10-9, and Walkerville 3-5, but it's a massive lead.
10 goals to 3, I concur, Pete. As does our Sports Interactive scoreboard. So we're all in unison up here tonight, which is great to see. And look, I mean, this is Div 4 footy. And some of the skills we've seen tonight have been pretty good. Some great marks, some wonderful kicking. Gregson's tackle is going to stick with me for a while, I reckon. A bit of sloppy play from time to time. But the way Morphy Parks have worked themselves to, well, this lead now over 40 points has been fantastic.
Yes, in total domination. There's a free kick. Rainey is the infringer. Rainey, I wish I knew the exact stats, but in the last game, the call was that he kicked his only goal with the amount of games that he'd played for Morphettville Park, and he was running around on Adam Proud in that match a few weeks ago. He got the frizzy hair, he runs hard at the contest, and he's one of the crowd favourites. He gets in there and then tries to do some work. His teammate does some work in there. That's Godlewski. Ball into full forward, and a bit of a cheer and a bit of a yell. Thank you very much. Luke Westbury marks in the square. And he kicks a goal, and there wasn't as much of a cheer for the goal as there was for the mark.
No.
Westbury gets a goal. They're first for the third quarter, and it's now 4 goals, 6:30 to 10, 11:71. I give up now. I'm not too sure on the score on the scoreboard.
10-8-68, I think.
I thought they'd kicked another behind, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, the situation is that it's 3 goals to 1 in this term, and that goal, much needed snag that took a long time to be forthcoming.
38 points. Used to have a rule covering a different league called the 40-20 rule.
Which was?
Oh, hang on. No, it was the 40. I forget my sums right. The 40-40 rule. If you led by 40 points with 40 minutes of game time left, i.e. after the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, you were home. Now, it doesn't apply to AFL level who can kick goals quickly, but at this level, I found that rule always applies. And right now, Morphy Parks are shooting to be in that zone.
Right.
40 points up with 40 minutes left.
You're far too involved for me at 5 to 10 on a Friday night.
It's just when you're trying to think, is the game over or not? I've always found that a useful barometer. We're back with Doldig. It kicked 2 in a row, and that one has missed absolutely everything. No addition to the score. It remains 38 points.
I was just going to say about someone shooting for goal. He looked so good and adept at accuracy for the first couple of shots that he had, but that one was, missed the target.
It's that one. Everything else in footy has improved except the goal shooting.
Yeah, perfect.
Goal kicking, of course, not shooting. Wrong sport. Here's Walkerville.
Back to centre wing. Market centre wing taken there by Tyler Wagner over the top. Tyler's looking for someone. Kick down the ground towards full forward. Almost taken there by Westbury. Who's holding the ball maybe or over the shoulder?
No, too high.
Yeah, too high. Free kick in defence goes to Byron Murphy, who jogs back now at the 24-minute mark of the term. We'll just have to wait for confirmation of the score because it's a little confusing with the lads who were doing a mighty job and someone just tried to knock the grandstand down.
Yeah.
Did they or what?
Usually I looked at the coach's box, usually where loud banging comes from, but the box to our left, which looks for a coach's box more like a media centre, is actually vacated. One coach, of course, is on the grass, the field, and the other coach. So just
could you say that again?
Just clarifying that. The other coach is coaching from the dugout.
I know what you're saying. But look, I've decided I'm not going down onto the ground afterwards. You can. Ball towards boundary. Yep.
Oh, there we go. Come by the fence. Someone's got to get up and say their piece.
Yeah, I know. It's almost three-quarter time.
It can be a Friday night footy. It comes quickly. Can be a field if you've had a rough week to come out and escape and just enjoy and the spectator yell and scream a little bit.
Well, I'm a big rap for Friday night football, big rap for any football, and all you do is just say to the spectators, just steady it down. Don't go over the top. Be disciplined. That's how you'd want your daughter or your brother or your son to play. Don't be silly.
And it is a rarity, but I think Morphy Parks actually played a Friday night game against Pembroke at Norwood or Walkerville. One of these two did. I'll check that. Interesting time slot to play at this level with work-life balance and so forth. But inside 50 go the Roos. Walkerville, another rebound 50, under pressure. Mark couldn't be taken. They've got the numbers here, the blue and white. Oh, they just haven't got the ability to work it out together. Gee, the amount of turnovers they have had, 60, 70 metres out from goal has been a worry tonight.
Yeah, and of course, you lose the game, you go into the rooms, you sit down, you try and work out what did happen. You can't bulk or raise that straight away. That's going to hurt big time. And is it a waste of a season? I think that might be too unfair to say that. You haven't played as well as you would have liked, as Proudmark's at centre wing out of side, but you're still out of contention. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And you've been sitting there as premiers all year, lapping that up, and suddenly you're going to be premiers no more.
True. Hand pass out of the pack. Close to three-quarter time, there'll be a mark in the square. At last, I shouldn't say at last, because Walkerville's hunt for trying to get goals has been fruitless, and Paul Spilios will take the shot at goal at the 27.5-minute mark.
And this is the first time that Walkerville could kick back-to-back goals.
Spilios gives the goal umpire some work to do, but it is through for a goal. Kicked by Spilios, Walkerville's third for the term. And they, according to my score sheet, are now 6 goals, 6-42 to Morphettville Park, who are 10-70. But we'll get that sorted out.
We'll get that sorted out at the break.
Yeah, but a goal to Spilios, good play, and an easy direct shot at goal.
Just trying to remember, it was Luke Westbury who took the mark on the goal line before, wasn't it? So I reckon I've got 5 down, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, the source of all truth are those brave men in the lime green that wave the flags, and there's 2 of them, and they sort it out and wave to the scoreboard to tell them if they're correct. Go pay them a visit if they're not. So the Cats have kicked 2 in a row. You'd have to say they've got a tiny bit of momentum going, but not a chance to grow it further, because there is your three-quarter time siren. The quarter going 28 minutes and 27 seconds. We'll go with our Sports Interactive scoreboard, which has Morphettville Park up by 32 points. If those scores are correct, basically Morphettville Park kicked 3 goals, 2. Walkerville kicked 3 goals, 2. Where exactly Peter's saying no, they didn't. We'll wait. We'll take a break, folks. Come back. With Phil Hurd and Peter Walsh. Hope you're enjoying Friday night finals action in the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
In a world of instant gratification, Kim likes things fast. That's why she uses the Catch app to search millions of products, like Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. This is Usain. When something needs fixing, he's onto it fast. That's why Usain uses the Catch app for things like Usain's bolts. For anything they need fast, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
And here is a great all-rounder. He likes the Catch app to get anything he needs fast, like Brad's Pit, Brad's Mitt, Brad's Kit, and Brad's air freshener. Yes, for anything they need, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. Celine has a love of singing and condiments, which is why she uses Catch to keep her spreads in high supply, like Celine's Dijon. Yes, however they like to shop, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. The first 12 months allows participants to complete a diploma in Sports Management Elite, and if the students elect to stay on for a further 2 years, they can complete a Bachelor's in Business Management with a sports focus. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Welcome back, the Bay, Friday night. It is Morphettville Park. Well, they've just adjusted the scoreboard slightly. The lead is 34 points. Is it enough? It's the final quarter for one of these two teams to call us home. You're with Peter Walsh.
Thank you, Phil. That was one of my highlights, seeing the interaction between the goal umpires in the middle of the Glenelg Oval and those that were officiating in the scoreboard, and the old mobile phone came into play.
They cheated. What you're supposed to, if the scores are wrong, the goal umpires are supposed to run to the scoreboard, communicate from the boundary with hand signals, and have to run back. Using the mobile phone, that's just cheating.
Yeah, but it's pretty sensible, isn't it?
It's very, very sensible.
No, they did it well.
Just want to see the goal umpires have to run.
19 scoring shots to 11. Morphettville Park. If you watched them in action last week in the women's, you would have been thrilled. If you're watching them tonight in the men's, you would have been equally as thrilled.
I'll tell you what, hopefully they'll, well, the way it's looking, you hope grand final day, the whole club, all grades, all divisions will be out there next week. And it's going to be here at the Bay, whoever wins this. So if it is Morphettville Park, it's hardly a travel issue.
Help me with this, because you're a font of knowledge when it comes to the stats, but I won't take away your possibility of calling something.
Okay, John D. English has it. He clears. He's had quite a few clearances for Walkerville. But everywhere they go, there's they're going to go into supermarkets. Wherever they see a Twisties packet during the summer, they're going to have nightmares. It will remind them of...
Well, I've never had a nightmare when I've seen a Twistie.
These red and gold Guernseys.
I've had a nightmare when I've had 5 granddaughters behind me looking for Twisties or whatever. Now, help me in a moment, but we'll wait until such time as Gregson is tackled and dragged to the ground. Yeah. The domination of so far Morphettville Park, with last week a couple of wins and tonight, what sort of a record would they be looking at? A team that would just win so many grand finals. I know that's a tough one.
In this level?
Well, any level. The competition as it exists, because they are just doing so well.
I'll give you one in a sec. Geelong clear, and it's actually detrimental to the competition. But right now, as a tackle, gives me 5. Local American football comp, there's a team called the Adelaide University Hogs. They've won 8 championships in a row. And they managed to do it from all comers. But nobody else in the entire league has won a championship for 8 years. Okay. I don't reckon that's good for the comp.
But what about, though, these competitions all the way through?
But the way the Adelaide Footy League works is it's all about finding your new level.
Okay.
At equal competition. it's rare because we haven't had relegation promotion and we still have this structure next year to consider. But if you win the premiership, you move up. You play a better level of teams. So you're looking at a Glenunga who've won 5-4-3 in 3 seasons and are minor premiers in 2, are 1 win away from possibly a Division 1 if Div 1 is 10 teams next year.
Yep.
That's probably your exception. Adelaide Footy League isn't built, unless you're top of Div 1, for dynasties because you get to move.
Which isn't such a bad thing, is it?
You find your own level.
Yep.
And you constantly challenge year after year. I reckon it's a great thing.
Yep. Boundary throw in. Best thing so far about tonight has been the performance of Morphettville Park. 10-9-69. Walkerville 5-6-36. The ball over the line for another boundary throw in and getting across and saying, excuse me, Nathan Davies ran across and said, let's have a little bit of a push and a shove. Benny Walter was told, hey, Benny, hey, move. Nothing silly, please, at this stage of proceedings. If you want to play in the GF the following week, more scrambling, more pushing and shoving, perhaps more work for the boundary umpire. Yes, it will be. Yeah. And some work too for you, Phil, because I'll be scurrying down over the white picket fence just before siren time to grab hold of the beanie. And you haven't as yet decided who I'll be giving it to?
I'm working my way towards a decision, Peter.
Don't give it yet.
Okay, I won't give it yet.
Nope.
I think I'm going to make it on Phil's terms. I've got a beanie, got to give it away, and I might just warp things a little bit. Well, I'm a play-by-play guy. I'm into the exciting stuff.
Yep.
Morphy Parks are trying to defend here at the moment. Walkerville have kicked the last couple of goals just to make it semi. If they could get the first couple here, who knows? But too good. Good breakaway. Ruse away into space. Footy in the middle of the field. Needed a clean pick-up before the attackers came. Didn't happen. Jack McKenzie's got a goal. He's kicked it on. Oh, there's a loose player. This is Jonty Inglis. Started to get excited, and he's kicked it right to Goblewski of the opposition. That kind of night, Pete.
That's been the tale of woe, all right. It's been a superb performance. The defensive skills of Kai Dean now towards the centre wing. It bounces. And it might be trickled over. Yes, it is.
Quick apology. That was Rainey, not Goblewski. My bad.
Good on Rainey too. Loved seeing him play the other week, and you thought to yourself, how's he going? He was up against Adam Proud, and he'd kicked that goal. I know I'm being repetitive, but he hadn't snagged one before, and it took him forever to get one. And he was pretty chuffed about that. Let's see if Walkerville can be chuffed. They go forward. Good grab taken in defence there by Liam Lusty. He's got moving pictures on right arms.
Yeah. So he could produce a pearl. He's lusty.
He's got I like that name, Liam Lusty.
Yeah.
He's got some mates there.
You wonder if that's the stage name or if that's actually what's on the birth certificate.
Here's a mark from someone we haven't seen for a while, but he's got a good name too, and that is Edward Doak.
I mean, look, actors have screen names. You reckon they'll ever get to a point with footy players, Pete, they'll change their names?
Might too.
More of a stage name. I mean, it's more about entertainment this year. I'll leave you that to ponder. As Walkerville through Westbury, they're moving through the middle. They're trying to go direct because they know time is not their friend. Morphy Parks are lined up, and umpires found it free just as they were to escape. One of the umpires has said that Ben Walter was tripped, was legged, and he will start off from the centre of the ground straight into his opposition. It just ain't working for Walkerville
kicked
tonight.
It into the man on the mark, and you don't see that happen all that often.
No.
Anyway, the ball's punched and knocked to ground. Duldick gets across and says, listen, I might grab one and kick a goal if I can. Doesn't need to. Teammate belts the ball down the ground towards full forward. Is it going to be pushed through for a rush behind? It is! Good work there by Reece McKenzie. He flicked it between his legs for what can be considered as a rush behind.
Well, staking his claim to get selected for the State Tunnel Ball Championships. Yeah. See, look, this has been an entertaining game. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Of course, in the knowledge that this is, look, entree is not fair. But it is the start of an exciting few days of football.
When do you reckon it would be starting to hurt, if not already, for Walkerville?
I reckon they're there now.
Will they be feeling pretty ordinary?
I reckon so. I mean, maybe my self-belief isn't as strong as what these... I mean, this is a team that came from the elimination final. So they'd have to have a reasonably strong self-belief because they had to pick themselves up week after week. But they were jumped. And it just so happens that when these two have met, the team that starts the best goes on to win. There hasn't been any comebacks of notes. Walkerville now going forward. Burr lays a tackle. Ryan Wade scored the goal, lays a tackle. Burr smothers. They're doing the 1%ers, the forwards. Will they be rewarded? They'll get the shot from Adam Law, and he has dobbed it. Due reward for some good defensive pressure from the Walkerville forward team. Now they've got 6 goals. The margin is back to 28. And there's time.
Settle, Phil. Just settle, mate. You're getting
There's
tired.
time.
It's okay.
We're in the grandstand. I want the grandstand finish.
Well, look, we love calling. And the point is, from my point of view, I don't support any of the teams. I'm like you. I want a close game. I want a close game. I don't think we'll get it in this particular set of circumstances because the side that is in front by a fair margin has been the best side. Gregson hung on for eternity. Umpire says play on. Hand pass comes out of the middle. Who's going to grab it and run? It's pushed away in the forward line there by Godlewski. His hand pass was pretty good. Here's the man who can kick from the angle, can he? Across the face of the goal front. Doak, and it's gone out of bounds on the full, has it or what?
It's a free to Morphy Parks in the pocket.
We heard the noise. We saw the goal umpire rush back, ready to make an adjudication, and we've got Godlewski, who is being spoken to by our man of the first quarter, Edward Doak, who's giving him a bit of advice.
He's only kicked 1 goal this season, only played the 6 games until tonight, and that 1 goal was last week against Pembroke.
And he's going to do some gym work because he's not exactly a very solid-looking customer. What about his kick? His kick is on its way but curls and will go through for behind. And certainly in no way being derogatory with that comment, but the sort of guy where you think, he's got some football in front of him. No way. No doubt about that.
The Roos set up their wall, 70 metres out, bouncing ball. Who's got the height to get it? Walkerville will do so. The handball missed the target. Every time they get it, it just turns over. Now they've got some space. Inglis has been good in terms of rebounding them off a defence. Now a couple of players lose their footing. Sets it up for Proud. He's too far out for goals. He can't kick it to himself. Was looking for the coach. Always a good move, Ryan Madden. It goes out of bounds.
Phil, that last time they did make Walkerville 13-11-89 to Morphettville 8-9-57, so it was a pretty big win, wasn't it? That's only a few weeks ago.
They had a 36-goal shootout in their first meeting in round 7 at Morphy Parks. Now, you're not going to see that in a final. It's not a shootout kind of setup. They run it very well. That's a good work stoppage to get it into that amount of space. Picked up, I think this is Thompson. Wheels around nicely. Who's up forward? Coming in, it was Dean to run interference to Doldig. He's got a passenger. And the umpire says holding the ball. Cat's ball as they clear off defence.
It was a good kick too. Meant for and found Moriarty. Moriarty on the left boot kicks it cleverly. Down the ground, the run. Who's got it? It's going to be banged in towards the forward position. In defence, neatly grabbed by Rainey. Rainey from Morphettville Park back towards the centre of the ground. And the man who had a shot at goal earlier on, Godlewski, grabbed it. I thought he took off. Umpire's going to get across and say, give it a man, we'll throw it in the air. He might have moved just a little bit.
It's a subjective decision and didn't work in Godlewski's favour on that occasion. Inglis and Westbury couldn't pick it up for Walkerville. The Roos go forward. It's a 3-on-3 forward line, but Westbury better position. Doherty comes in and lays the smother. The 1%ers from the Roos tonight have been nothing short of sensational.
Doherty's been pretty good, hasn't he?
Every inch the winner here at the 13-minute mark. Boundary umpire comes in. This is going to lob, 35 metres out. Doherty in the ruck. Taps it. But Walkerville have some numbers. Watch out! On this occasion, that was Treasy who put the pressure on. And Walkerville have just been given no peace. 13 and a half minutes gone. I'm just thinking how Walkerville are going to construct 5 goals. Time, yes, but Gregson is there. He eludes 2 Walkerville players, gets the ball out, but only as far as the boundary line.
Just thinking too, there's going to be some soul searching at the end of the game. Of that, there is no doubt. But poor old Adam Proud has had such a bold season with 84 goals, just the one today.
Yeah, just the one. I mean, these are 2 teams. Walkerville were in the big dance last year. Morphettville Park finished second. So both of these would have come into tonight expecting a tough battle, but expecting to win. And so often in life, and the biggest medal won at the Olympics, arguably, you'd say, was a bronze by the basketballers.
Yeah.
And yet someone else is expected to win the whole lot, comes up with bronze. Some say that's a disappointment. I don't agree with it. But a lot of its expectations, and Pete, both expected to win. There can only be one winner tonight.
Yes, and that's going to be Morphettville Park, who would have started as the underdogs, but played the game ever so closely. Running now, Spilios, who misses on the run. And it's going to be the registering of just the one behind. Don't forget, after the game, Dart Fish, and we'll give the big beanie out.
We'll give the big beanie to our impact player. Maybe that's the way I'm going to word it, Walshy.
I'm just looking around. Impact. No, I can't see
impact
that on my
player.
list.
No, it's not. They kick it down the wing. Now, having written Walkerville off, I'm expecting a torrential downpour of goals. And they're certainly having their share of the football. And they're setting up nicely here. And they've got a very open forward line to take the mark and take the shot. That was probably the worst effort we've seen from the Roos defence today. Not 100% sure who's got it. I'll get the binoculars on him to help. He's kicked it. He's happy with it. Here come Walkerville. Just waiting for this player to turn around. That's their 7. So they've kicked 2 goals in this opening quarter. Oh, he's teasing me, Peter. He's twisting one way, then the other.
It is very, very dark over there.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I believe that was Adam Law, number 19, with the goal.
So
that's
Adam
his
Law.
second. First multiple goal scorer for the Cats tonight.
22 points the difference. 22 points the difference. 17 minutes of play having elapsed. Final call, and Morphettville Park have led all night. The damage now being stopped because Walkerville's Luke Westbury has the mark at half-back. His kick was errant. It's marked there by Jack Sutton for Morphettville Park, who skips back, runs close to the man on the mark, lead 22 points. To half-forward, that's a good mark out there. That's taken by Jackson Trezise. He's a fair distance away. We'll keep repeating that lead. It's 22 points. Kicking towards full forward. Daldick threw his body out of the pack. Maybe searching for maybe a push in the back, which wasn't there. And there'll be a throw in. In the last quarter, we've gone almost 18 minutes.
In front of the Villies time clock, we do thank Villies. Taste the difference, sponsor our Division 6 comp. Great, the lights working on the time clock. Just one more thing needed. That's to get that dial moving. We don't seem to have a working time clock here tonight.
We haven't got any Willie's pies up here either, and
no,
I could do with one.
That might be a trip to Cafe de Ville. Might just be the thing for a few of these Walkerville fans on their way back through the city to the Cattery. 120 years, the Walkerville Footy Club. They do get a chance at a B-grade premiership next week. But their A's, well, they're narrowing the margin. But they need a couple of quick goals. They need 4 goals in, I would say, about 7 minutes of football.
You need something to drink, mate. I think you need to wash something into the throat.
I mean, you're like me, Pete. We've seen the remarkable comebacks occur, often out of nowhere. But everything says Morphy Park's bouncing ball. Ricochets. Even the bounce of the ball going their way. Here's a chance for Doldig. Slams on the right boot. Game, set, match. Doldig's third. I'll have that drink. You're with Peter Walsh.
Left boot to ball on the run. A deft dab. How good was that? The beefsteak took off, ran briskly. The ball bounced away from him. And then he turned and thought, I'm a chance there. And he's poked it through.
He's poked it with the outside of the boot.
It's magnificent. How good's that? It goes down as a stat. He picks up his third. And the cheering, particularly from those down to our right, and they are acknowledging well played.
They're singing the Hey Hey song to Walkerville. That's not very nice. We're back in the middle. This one is done and dusted. Roos fans, we'll see you here at the Bay next week. Not sure who the other their opponents will sort out tomorrow. That game is going to be Div 4 Grand Final will be at Mitcham. The Kings of Pembroke, the Lions of Smosh West Lakes, first versus fourth. You've been to the Pembroke?
Yes, I have. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was good.
They would be favourites, but Smosh have had a good month. And that's really what you need to be. Season record is fine, but you need to be hot now.
Another good thing too, I think, Phil, no injuries through this game, so I don't think, unless of course there could be players on the peripheral who could come in, but it's been a good result for lots of reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been a good team effort, and they've put Walkerville under pressure and have converted enough opportunities. I mean, it's 22 scoring shots to 14. 8 more in the course of a game is a fair advantage. Walkerville's tapped down as we head to the 21-minute mark. I'm waiting for one player to do something spectacular so I can feel comfortable with the beanie selection. Picked up by Jack Sutton. He's the man in those blue boots. Walkerville are trying to clear. And at the moment, the best they need goals, but the best they can do is the boundary line in front of the lovely lights we have here.
And we have mentioned throughout the game, and it's not ad nauseum because you meet someone and if this particular person, you take an immediate liking to him, and that's Steve Nollis, who took over from Tony McGuinness.
Yeah.
And he just warmed to us a few weeks ago with, he wanted to be of help to the coverage, and he just seemed like a really good guy.
Gregson, strong clearance there to send it inside forward 50. Walkerville trying to clear it out. Oh, there was maybe a little bit of afters there, which the umpire didn't see. I'll leave you to keep an eye on that.
Oh, a bit of a love tap, I think.
A bit of a love tap?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is something stupid in the last few minutes that you miss a grand final.
And you could miss something else.
And was it that player, was it? We're kicking it now towards Kai Dean. 70 out. The world at his feet in terms of options. Goes to the hot spot. Sits out the back. Treasy kicks high and misses. 11-12, 78, 7-7, 49. We're, what are we, 29 points as the poor Walkerville fullback has to jump the fence to get the ball at the Phyllis end, the school end of the Glenelg Oval.
I came down here during the week knowing, pardon me, that we were going to be calling, and had a look at the facility with the tennis courts on the other side, the kids, of course, playing here, and just the way in which the ground has prepared itself, the curator out doing an excellent piece of work, and the club room's magnificent. Love the club rooms when they're up to date. You know, all the boards, all the honour boards.
Yep. And they are. They list all the Glenelg male footballers since 1921 and every single women's footballer as well.
And the gates too. I walked through Cornsy's gates and like that. That was good fun. And Chapel. It was all really good fun and well played. Here's a chance. Here's a run. Here's a goal. At the opposite end, we saw the run there from Ben Walter for goal number 1. And at the 24-minute mark of this term, a goal now, a belated one, 8-7-55 to 11-12-78. And I know you love your history, Phil, but it's like reading a book when you go into a club rooms and you have a look at, and you think, gee, did he really win that? Or did they win this by such and such? And you can spend hours in there, and that's not just here. It's a lot of those club rooms that we visit.
There are club rooms like that all across the Adelaide Footy League as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had the pleasure of going to Broadview, taping one of our shows. A very successful club over many decades. You go to Port Districts at Larg Reserves. Goody Saints, a successful club with great facilities now. And my favourite to visit, and I say this having not been educated there, I went to a different university, is when I go to Adelaide University.
Did you go to a university?
I did.
I don't even know how to say that or spell it.
It was University of South Australia, but
right.
My favourite ground in Adelaide Footy League is actually University Oval. It's where football began in the state. The wonderful settings of the Torrens, Adelaide Oval just around, and they've got a great setup there. Back to this game. We deserve to give full kudos and attention to Morphy Parks, and Matty Dolding's going to go for 4.
You know, when you're working out who the better players are, it's your judgment, Phil, to pick out who the best player is. But Dulwick's done a few good things, hasn't he?
He has. He's done them in 2 spurts. Yes, indeed. Call it home, Pete.
On the way in. Kicks it long. And kicks it strong. And kicks it straight. 4 to the big fella. And another one bites the dust. 12-12-84 to 8-7-55. And there's the noise.
We've gone from a cheer squad to a choir in the terraces. Yes, I do believe there's not enough singing in football games here.
Well, you know, that's what I miss about Central District not making the grand final. I used to love that. It was my first time when I ever arrived in Adelaide.
As an Eagles fan, I do not miss that one iota. It might be time, Pete, for you to...
I'm going.
Yep. And I'm going to go with my impact player. You know who it is. And we look forward to hearing you with that player. Oh, look, a beautiful juke and dive. If only the game was on the line. And unfortunately not being able to finish with the goal. But that was beautiful work by Spilios without a lot of reward. Gregson, who's done pretty much everything today, is going to play fullback. Takes off. Long penetrating kick to the near side. Umpires found a free before the ball arrived. Will go the way of Morphy Parks. Bit of confusion there. A lot of players ran towards the Walkerville goals, not to be. Oh. Yeah. All right. Into the final minutes, or so I hope. Not used to calling solo as Pete makes his way down the grandstand. Multi-skilled man. Morphy Parks, who've, I think, put the cue in the rack. They're just happy to play keepings off. Take their 28-point lead to the sheds. Kick down the ring. Of Lincoln Blewett came in to pay some attention, gave the free kick away. Little bit of cramp. Cheesy has it. It will all feel better in a couple of minutes, I promise, when that siren goes. The interesting thing about Division 4 is there's a proposal to have 8 teams. If it works that way, the fourth tier will be teams 31 and 32, which will be the two grand finalists in Division 4. So either way, Morphettville Parks are going to go up a level with the win than if they wouldn't have with the loss. Attempt to Doldig. This time Reese McKenzie takes it away. It's in the hands of Blewett. Dean comes to chase, to no avail. Hard footy to get. Walkerville win it. I think that was Inglis. High kick. Taken easily by Lewis Lean. This one is all but over. 28 and a half minutes gone. 28 points the margin. I reckon there'll be a few in the red and gold heading to Mitcham tomorrow. Have a look at their opponent, Pembroke and Smosh Westlakes, one of 11 A-grade preliminary finals. Taken beautifully, the read, top of the square. It was that pinpoint passing that we saw early on. And this is for some icing on the cake. And I reckon that's Chris Barnes who has it. So Doldig has 4. Barnes going for 4. And really, for a forward of their distinctions in can't miss territory. He's almost like he's waiting for the siren to go. Long run up. Will kick from 17, 18, maybe 20 metres out. Nicely done, Chris Barnes. Back in the lineup after missing last week. He's got 4. Can't wait to hear what the choir come up with. At the moment, it's one song. I hope that they'll work on a couple more through the week to bring back here. Well, she's down on the boundary. Glad we got that timed out right, that he got down there before the siren went. And he'll be chatting to our impact player from tonight's game. He'll get the Dartfish beanie. One more time. We'll ball it up in the middle. Straight to the ruckman and Martin. Gregson to pick it up. Houdini escapes on this occasion. Another possession. Bouncing ball inside 50. Doldig the pass out. Only as far as Blewett. Now Walkerville are away. This is Wolford. Had time to look inboard, decide to go outboard. I think that was Blewett backing up. To Ben Walter, has a goal. He's tackled. The Roos repel for the moment. Only as far as Blewett gets his third touch in 30 seconds. On to Burr. Gets around his opponent. Kicks deep, penetrating inside 50 to the front of the running pack. There is the siren. And the men of Morphettville Park have a chance to emulate their women and win an A-grade premiership. They'll be searching for their first since 1990. They conceded the first goal in 45 seconds, but after that it was pretty much one-way traffic. Morphettville Park 13-12-90. Walkerville, the defending premiers. Their season is done. Peter Walsh is heading out to find our player. The crowd starts to head for the exits. Or at least to go and find their players when they come off. The goal scorers in this contest. Okay, thanks for that, Walshy. Yep, everyone has to shake hands. That's fair enough. Alrighty, so the goal scorers, Chris Barnes and Matty Doldig with 4. We've got Ben McConnell, Corey Gregson, Jack Sutton, I think, Byron Murphy, all have singles. For Walkerville, same number of goal scorers. We might go to Walsh.
Hands, can you wave to me?
Go. Peter, you're set to go. I know you
I'll
can't
just
hear.
have to go with it now, but I can't see anybody waving at me. Can you see them? Good on you. Well done tonight. Corey, fantastic. I know you're doing some shaking. I know that's got to happen now because you want to get together with your teammates and also the side that you, well, sorted out. What about tonight? How good was that?
Oh, it was tremendous. It was probably our best team performance over 4 quarters, and yeah, we're super excited for next week now.
I saw you a few weeks ago and I'm thinking to myself, hang on, was this the same team? You started well, you got the initiative early and you got the score on the board.
That's it. It was just a good 4-quarter performance from us. It's probably the second or third time we've actually done it this year, so we're really pleased to bring that form into finals.
And you had some key forwards. You did well on the forward line, but a couple of the big beefsteaks taking those marks up there, and that's so important when you get the ball forward to try and convert.
Absolutely. Conversion's key in this in the finals, so it's pressure and conversion. If you can't convert, then unfortunately you don't win.
What do you think then turned the game around? Not so much tonight, but from a couple of weeks ago, all of a sudden there was a lot more consistency, and blokes like Dyack at the start who started off magnificently. There were different players who put their hands up.
That's it. We spoke about pressure. Last time we versed Walkerville a couple of weeks ago, they absolutely smashed us in that department. So that was the one key area we wanted to focus on. And the last couple of weeks we've been pretty lucky to actually have 4 quarters of it and good performances.
I was watching your performance too, and the best way of me summing it up was you looked like you were enjoying your football out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably been a good couple of years since I've enjoyed footy, so I'm just really happy to really happy just to be enjoying it with a good bunch of people as well.
But it's not going to settle itself down now. Okay, you've got this one out of the way, but there's another step.
Absolutely, next week, and we look forward to the challenge ahead out of Smosh or Pembroke.
It doesn't matter who you play?
Nah, we're going in confidence, so fingers crossed we can just put another good performance in.
And a final one, it looks as if you got through unscathed in terms of injuries. It looks like everybody's okay?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see everyone, but so far it looks good.
Well played. And you get the Dartfish beanie. That's a big one, you realise, because it's pretty cold out there tonight, and you get that by way of the Dartfish Company, which is very much to the fore when we're promoting community football like what happened tonight.
Yeah, well, I thank him very much for doing it, so yeah, thank you very much.
Good on you. They're waiting for you. You better go. Congratulations on a wonderful night. Corey Gregson, a super player in the middle of the Glenelg footy ground, being cheered now as he runs back and sticks the big one, the big beanie, where the sun won't shine.
Thanks for that, Walshy. Much appreciated. Thanks to Corey. He's he's gone the high level. I'm not sure if he's ever been presented with a beanie on his footy journey so far. Bigger fish to fry next week as the Roos go on. And that was the play as we look at the Simon Black replay. That tackle was just something else. As we go back to some of the live action now, Walkerville have left the oval. Morphy Parks have gathered as a huge congregation in the centre square. Players and fans all mingling, hopefully doing the right thing COVID-wise, social distance. I see a few masks, that's good. They will play, as mentioned, the winner of Pembroke and Smosh. What else is happening? Well, we had Brahma Lodge leading Greenacres pretty comfortably. Looks like Brahma Lodge, the defending Div 7 premiers, were on their way to a grand final. Should give kudos to Greenacres, even if they did get beaten tonight. They didn't have a team last year. To come back, get a team on the paddock is one thing. To make the top 4, to finish second actually is quite an achievement. Ran into a Brahma Lodge trying to get into premiership form. Central United and Adelaide Lutheran we don't have a score from at this point. All the other games are tomorrow 11 o'clock. We'll quickly run through them. Division 1 will be on air at 2 o'clock as Payneham Norwood Union host the Goody Saints. That's a 2:15 start at Thebarton. The other Div 1 game at Richmond, Princes and St. Peter's. The winners to play in the Div 1 grand final. That will be at Richmond and of course will be on Filming Footy. Div 2 tomorrow, St. Mary's, Foster and Old Ignatians. Here at Glenelg, Glenunga and Sacred Heart. The winner of that, they'll play at Woodville in the Div 2 grand final. Div 3, At Payneham, North Haven and Flinders Park. At Campbelltown, Golden Grove and Gazer. Those two will play at St Mary's in the Div 3 Grand Final. We've gone through Div 4. Div 5, Peter Walsh will be, if he thought the trip out to Glenelg to find Corey Gregson was long, and Pete, welcome back. Please put your headset back on. We've got to say goodbye. You've got to go out to Blair Athol tomorrow. Paraka and Eastern Park. The Bulls and the Demons.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Give you a chance to catch your breath. Kenilworth and Kenilworth Gardens will be at Hope Valley. The winner of that, the grand final at Blair Athol. We're almost there. Div 6, the one I haven't mentioned. At Salisbury, Trinity Old Scholars play St Paul's. At Elizabeth, this is Central District's Elizabeth Oval, ex-Convenience Oval. The unbeaten Elizabeth Eagles, the only unbeaten team across all the A grades in the men's comp, host Blackfriars. They make the grand final. That will also be at the Elizabeth Oval. Plenty happening. Filming footy tomorrow at Theberton, at Blair Athol. Stay tuned for our grand final day streams. I reckon it's time to wrap it up.
I got a hug.
You got a hug?
Yep. Steve Nollis.
Steve Nollis?
Came over. I got to tell you, they were absolutely ecstatic.
So they should be.
Absolutely.
They're in a grand final.
Yep.
They've earned, depending on how the league is structured next year, they've either just earned promotion, which is this extra thing you get winning a prelim, or if we go to an 8-team comp, they're going to be in the 4th tier rather than the 5th tier. So it's a big win. It's a win of consequence, and we haven't even played the grand final yet.
No, it was a win that, well, they won so emphatically. It wasn't like they fell over the line.
No.
And there were some pretty happy lads out there, and good luck to them. But then I think we're fair in our calling. You've got to spare a thought for Walkerville, who picked the worst night of the year to play probably one of their most disappointing performances.
Yeah, look, and it was bar a loss. It's actually their second biggest loss of the season. They've lost
Really?
5
Yeah.
games, just their 6th. All their others have been around the 11 to 27 point mark. Last week they lost at Pulteney to 39 points. Pulteney having to win to ensure they survive relegation. So maybe there was some danger signs from that game, even though there was really nothing for Walkerville to play for. Alrighty, it's pretty late. 8 o'clock, first bouncers will do that. I'm already getting messages from my better half saying, when am I going to be home?
Oh, really? Wow.
Why aren't you home yet?
Good.
Because usually I am
My
home.
better half lives in Bendigo, so I've got a fair way to
So
drive when I'm allowed to.
You don't have that same issue. So, Walshy, thanks to you, mate. Been great to call some footy
an
with you.
absolute delight
We
to
should do
work.
this again.
Well, with you and the team too, because we're a little quadrella sitting up here in the darkness down in downtown Glenelg, to work here and have a bit of fun and to call the football, which is what we love to do. Yeah, life's not too bad.
Absolutely. To Jono, our cameraman, who you won't see. To Joseph, our producer, who got us out of jail a couple of times. Fantastic. See you tomorrow. More of this to come. We hope you've enjoyed watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
instant gratification, Kim likes things fast. That's why she uses the Catch app to search millions of products, like Kim's Kardashian. For all the brands they love, everyday Aussies, check out Catch. This is Usain. When something needs fixing, he's onto it fast. That's why Usain uses the Catch app for things like Usain's bolts. For anything they need fast, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
Is a great all-rounder. He likes the Catch app to get anything he needs fast, like Brad's Pit, Brad's Mitt, Brad's Kit, and Brad's air freshener. Yes, for anything they need, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.